All right, I think we're good to go. We are officially live, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you to a nice WWE discussion with the GOAT, the heels advocate,
Ooh.
man. How's it going, bro? Say what's up.
Hey, what's good, my man? C Jax. You know what I'm saying? From one goat to another, we have to attack what's going on in the WWE one by one with the GOAT.
Yes, sir, baby. We here, man.
Yes,
What an
sir,
amazing
man.
week it's been for WWE, bro. We had John Cena's retirement tour was phenomenal. I think they had a record gate in Washington D.C., which is huge. That's big news. And
Oh
then
yeah.
obviously Austin Baldo, Justin Timberlake theory came out last night, man. So we're good.
Hey man, that was Sneeko. That wasn't even that was
Sneeko. Wow, I
Sneeko.
didn't
That
think
was
about that.
Sneeko.
That's hilarious,
Yeah, yeah.
actually.
Somebody said, bro, that guy looks just like Sneeko. I was like, hey man, hold on a minute. He looked just like I was like, hey, actually, you're right. You're right. You're right.
What a joke,
So
man.
so let's start off with like, you know what I'm saying, the pleasantry first. So like how was your trip going to Washington? How was your trip going to the last time is now?
Listen, the trip itself, everything went fine. We had a record great community service and record great customer service when I got to my hotel. So that was beautiful. Everything worked well with that. However, once we got to the actual event itself is when everything went down. Okay. Starting off with the first issue. The fans that I was sitting, I went with my brother, right? So we were sitting next to the fans and everything like that. These people in front of us were dude, it was bad. They were, like the little video packages they show where Jey Uso was like eating and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Every time they did that, these fans are jumping up and down like it's a party. It was
This
bad.
is awesome.
Exactly, dude. They were literally the fans. I was literally sitting back watching people go, "This is awesome." After Sol Ruka does one move, you know what I'm saying? Obafemi
Yeah,
did like
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
clothesline, and they're like, "This is awesome." I'm like, "Bro,
It's
come
the
on, bro."
greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was pretty annoying. And then obviously the end, Triple H got booed out of the building. I can attest those boos were loud, bro. Loud. There was dudes from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
all the way up top on the opposite side, the side where I was at. Everybody was booing this guy. I
It
was
came
booing him
through
with
on the
that.
TV. It came through on the TV. You couldn't even hide it. You couldn't even
Yeah.
hide it, bro. And what
Yep.
a contrast it was, right?
Did
You
they
were
did they
there.
bleep it out on the broadcast?
No, 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 no. I mean, maybe afterwards, because like you know how they go back and edit stuff. But
Right.
when I saw it live in that moment, I could definitely hear the boos. And it's kind of ironic, bro, that you went to WrestleMania 40 and like
Mhm.
Triple H got like the biggest glaze of all time. It was, oh my
Yeah.
god, the
Yeah.
new era, the Renaissance era. That's gonna be awesome. This is all. And then like you also happen to go to like another instance of WWE where it's the complete opposite. So like, how do you feel about seeing those two at the same time?
Honestly, it was, I will say for Mania 40, I actually left while they were doing that Glaze session at the end of
Ah,
the
no
show. I left
way.
while that was happening. Cody Rhodes got up. The last thing I saw at Mania 40 before I left to go home, Cody Rhodes came out and he's like, "Guys, I respect you, Hunter. I need you to come up to this ring so we can celebrate with you." And so Triple H walks down the ramp, right, with his shoulders up like this, and he walks down to the ramp, and
Bow
Cody Rhodes
down
is
to
like,
the
"Yeah." Bro,
bow down to the king.
dude, I'm so tired of this guy. But he
Oh
walks
yeah.
down to the ramp, right? And everyone's giving this guy a big pop because this is Mania 40. Everyone's like, "Yeah, he did something great. This is after Vince and all that stuff." Everyone's excited. Until he gets to the ring, I saw fans leaving in droves because nobody cares what he has to say. It was good that he made a good show, but nobody
Yeah,
cares.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of like when you stand still and think about it, right? In no
Mhm.
other kind of in an entertainment business does it really happen that like the director comes on set or like the
Exactly.
producer comes on set or like even like with NBA teams. I don't think it's that often that we see like the club owner
Yeah,
running down to and it's kind of like only happening out of spite for Vince. It's kind of like I don't know. It's
that's
kind of like
facts, man.
as if to send a message to Vince because this never happened under Vince. So it's kind of like we're doing something, you know what I'm saying, that puts you into the flowers, right? That we
Mhm.
didn't do with Vince. So therefore, we as the roster love you more Triple H than Vince. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like double sided. It's not really too much, so much so to celebrate Triple H. It's more to like spite Vince. That's the way I feel about it.
And you know what the crazy thing is too about them spiting Vince is that in the video package when they're playing it back for Cena's final, the last little one they played at the end of the
Yeah.
show or whatever, The
Mhm.
only time when you watch Cena's like reaction to it, the one of the few times he even smiled during that video package was when Vincent McMahon was shown in the video package. Other than
I
that,
popped.
he was just sitting there. I was shocked, dude. The actual live
Yeah.
crowd popped for Vince McMahon
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he
me
showed
too.
up
Me
on the
too.
thing. It was crazy. I
It's
mean, I'm
actually
not
crazy.
surprised because when you get Triple H's booking for so long, you're like, man, I actually do kind of miss Vince, bro.
Yeah, like and like the thing is this, right? I was there for like I've been following WWE forever, right? And
Mhm.
there was clearly like a time when the sentiment was so against Vince McMahon. It was kind of like unbearable, and like it was almost to the point where it was smothering everybody online, or like you couldn't talk about WWE without talking about, oh my god, like Vince is washed or whatever, right?
Right.
And it's
Yep.
like, all right, maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but let's see how it would be without him. So like, it wasn't so much so that people agreed with that sentiment. It was just so like, how about something different? People wanted something different, but
Yep.
now, can we honestly say that it is different? Like, how different did Triple H genuinely book the WWE since? Forget about The Rock's involvement at WrestleMania. If you isolate that away, what really has this guy done, genuinely speaking, that was so amazingly different from Vince?
He's done something different, all right, and he's managed to make it worse.
Yeah,
That's what he's done.
yeah,
It's I
yeah,
because I look at
yeah.
it. If you just think about even the openings of the show, I was talking about this yesterday. Every single Raw that opens with Joe Tessitore is just like, guys, we
Oh
want to
man.
welcome you back to Monday Night Raw. I'm here with Wade Barrett. We have a jam-packed show for you guys today.
Yeah,
Hope
yeah,
you guys have
yeah.
a great day. We have CM Punk is in the building. Rhea Ripley's in the building. Like, what are we talking about, man? We used to open up shows. We had pyro. We had what's it called? We
Bro.
had like all the big the big pops and everything like that.
Yeah.
You had superstars opening the show and closing the show and being in the middle of the show. There's none of that anymore. You start off with people walking in with their coffees in their hand, bro. Like that's what we've gotten to as fans. We're
Oh,
watching
that
people
pisses
walk
me
in with
off.
coffees to do their job. It's just I've never seen it's really bad. I can just say it at that. It's so
Like
annoying, dude.
that genuinely pisses me off because like look, I was streaming for Raw yesterday, I go live for it. And then
Yeah.
people were like, it's actually been 25 minutes before a segment genuinely started. Like,
Yeah.
excluding the fact that, Gunther came out and said, I'm the big dog now, completely copying what Roman Reigns did in like 10 years ago. It's like, all right. And then he came back, run up the ramp again. Then he came
Yep.
back, ran up the ramp again, came back. It's like, are we burning time here? Like, what's going on here? Like, you would believe because the tensions are so high and like we finally got Cena retired, you will
Yep.
believe there is a bunch of momentum that we can trickle down onto Gunther and maybe potentially have somebody babyface come up and challenge him out of that disrespect. And like, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that can beat him right away. Like, it could be somebody like, I don't know, like what
You know
what
what the
about
crazy
our
thing is?
truth? What about our truth could come out and like get his ass whooped?
Yeah, Ron Cena could have came out. It would have been good to see him get beat down. And on top of that, you also have the fact that Gunter, the him tapping out John Cena in the grand scheme is not going to do much because part of the problem, we don't have a good roster to elevate anybody. Whether it's a heel or a face, it doesn't matter. You don't get points like if Braun Breaker beats CM Punk at what is it, the January 4th or January 5th episode of the Netflix Raw Netflix celebration, whatever. If CM Punk loses that match, Braun Breaker's not going to magically just become a megastar that everybody's going to love. Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't work like that. You have to
yeah.
build them up over time, and Gunther has nobody to fight. Who's he actually going to fight now that he's tapped out Cena? Seriously, who's he going to fight?
Well, like, look, if we're going to be honest here, literally nobody, because we have not even set up anybody else to be able to get a push or to be able to put into a program with this type of a emotional impact. At the
Exactly.
same time, they also have like pretty much isolated Gunther, right?
Yeah.
This is the guy that won the world championship. He lost it at SummerSlam. He was gone for 4 months. Immediately comes back, doesn't cut a promo. He just enters the John Cena tournament.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally.
we're gonna pretend like he never lost the title to CM Punk. We're gonna pretend like he doesn't have anything in his heart that could want to go up against the title again. He's just gonna enter 7 matches in the tournament, beat Cena, come back on the mic, say I beat your boy, and then right after the sunset, what kind of a champion have you been?
It doesn't make any sense. And the thing is too about Gunter. I was just thinking about this yesterday. Tell me how Gunter is a 2-time world champion, was
Mhm.
IC champ for over 600 days, 500 days, whatever it was, and he just tapped out John Cena, and he comes out last night and he had to beg for more booze. That shows me that Gunther doesn't have it, bro. I'm sorry. If you give someone that much of a push and they still can't get over, it's done. It's over. He has less heat than Dominic mid-card Mysterio, bro, and that's not
And
good.
he does nothing with the heat, right?
Literally
What's
nothing.
to stop him now? Just looking at the way the WWE has been,
Yeah.
what's to stop him now from coming back 4 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now, 6 weeks? We might not see this freaking jobber again up until Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And then the heat will officially die out, and he'll basically go into the Rumble, and he'll come out in Saudi Arabia, and then where do they go for Chambers? Chicago, and then for
Yeah.
Mania, they're in Las Vegas. He'll come out at all these places, and you will get the most lukewarm reaction of all time. He has nothing. Dude, Gunther coming out, and literally all it is him just getting his face like deep into the camera. He's like this. He's like, Cena, I'm going to tap you out,
Hold
Cena.
on. I'll do it. Look.
Yes,
Just get close to the camera. Just move your mouth. I'll do the voice. John Cena, when I get you in the middle of that yang, I promise to you, you will get.
That's all he can do. It's so stupid.
Oh my
I'm like,
god,
bro, I remember last week when he was cutting the promo on Cena, I went to grab a water from the fridge.
I'm still dying, bro.
He's such a jobber. Gunther goes into the he goes into the mic, right? Last week, I get up to grab a water. No joke, I kid you not. When I came back to look at the screen, his face was like this inside of the camera, bro. You look away for
Oh my
1 second, and he's just in his face is like buried inside of the camera. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god, bro! I got lightheaded, bro. Oh my god, I got lightheaded. The yin general in the middle of that yin. But
All
like,
you do.
coming back to the original point, right?
Mhm.
What's to stop him from being like just like everything else that has been like in the WWE? Look, we can all agree on this, right? Something, I don't want to say major because nothing major has happened since Cody won the belt.
True.
But let's just say something big, quote unquote, happens, right? Tiffany Stratton loses the belt, immediately does not appear on Raw or SmackDown, doesn't come back. Roman Reigns loses, doesn't come back. CM Punk.
He won his belt. He won the belt and then he disappeared.
He won the belt and then he disappeared,
Yeah.
right? And then, for example, he loses the Braun Breaker and then he's gone for 2-3 weeks.
Exactly.
Bro. And then this week he comes back and he says, look, I was actually off of because of a doctor prescription. Doctor prescription back in the day, Stone Cold would chase you down to the hospital and open a can of whoop ass. What? In the hospital? What? With a tray? What? In a casket? What? In any way, shape, or form? What? And that's what he used to do, bro.
Dude, there used to be an edge, man. There's no edge at all in this current product. I even look at it. I compare it to this, right? Explain to me the Kabuki Warriors, for example, in Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. All that Io Sky has done the entire year, I kid you not, is just come out and go, ah! What is this gonna do? This does nothing for anybody. It does.
I'll
nothing.
tell you what she will do. She will get on, she doesn't even get the privilege to walk into the ring to cut a promo. She cuts a promo at the entrance stage.
Yep.
He's like, we can't waste time with her trying to walk up to the ring. And then she gets on the mic and all she says is, I revere you, Rhea Ripley. Asuka-chan, I love you. I respect you. But I have to do this with Rhea Ripley-chan. I no love you anymore, Asuka-chan. Like, bro, okay. And this has been going on since Evolution, bro. So Evolution was 6 months ago.
It was in July. Yeah, about 5 months ago, something like that. Yeah.
Come on, bro. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. So clearly, we're still suffering with that. Gunther having this victory over Cena doesn't make sense. In my opinion, Dominic is more over, but still, Gunther has to do something with this. And you would think we would have an immediate follow-up. Well, we don't, right? Even with the unmasking. Like, what the hell is the point of unmasking? Like, what the hell is the point of unmasking Austin Theory 3 weeks after 4 weeks after war, literally 4 weeks after War Games? Like, the intrigue is gone. Like, when he first did, I was like, oh my god, who is it, right? And then he walks out with his fucking big fat fucking ass. There's only one guy with that type of fucking ass. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And that's Austin Theory, bro. So immediately, nobody cares when he got unmasked. I mean, did you watch it live on Raw? Like nobody even popped.
Dude, I literally didn't even watch it live because I had already tuned out. But I went back
Yeah, me
and
too.
watched like the ending of the Logan Paul and the Rey Mysterio match, and I see that Austin Theory pulls like the ski mask off,
Yeah.
and you can't hear anything. You can hear a pin drop inside of that arena. I
That
could
was so
take
bad.
phone calls during that arena inside of that arena, bro. That's how quiet it was. Austin
Yeah.
Theory getting no pop, no nothing is a testament to how bad Triple H is. Because if you go back to the early this year on Main Event and even on Raw or certain episodes where he was doing jobber matches, you could hear the crowd audibly chanting Austin Theory, wanting him to turn face and leave the Big G or Big J, Big Jobber, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Whatever you want to call Grayson Waller. And it's just sad to see that he now gets his mask taken off. We knew he was already the
Mhm.
person, so nobody cared. And then he gets no reaction. It's
Yeah, it's
it's
like
so
wow.
crazy. No one can get over anymore, bro. You can't get over with this booking of
But
Triple H.
like,
You just can't.
like, could you genuinely blame Austin? Like, first of all, how can you get over with this type of an approach?
You
If you're
can't.
Austin Theory, like, what? Like, the pop would have happened at War Games.
Literally. Yeah.
If you were to unmask him right then and there, that's big. But now
Yep.
he's like they couldn't even do it on a Raw. I don't know, bro. Like they couldn't have done it on a send off of SmackDown. That I don't know. Like it's not.
Even the Raw after
Yeah.
Survivor Series 2, they could have done it, and they didn't even do it. They
Yeah,
didn't
and
even do it.
it's like they wait until all the big storylines are done, and then they have time for bums like Austin Theory.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's how it
It's
feels like.
listen, dude, another thing as well that we have to discuss about Austin Theory and the whole Triple H situation and the mask and all that other stuff. Eventually, Austin Theory is going to leave the faction and he's going to become a face again. By the time that
Mm.
happens, bro, his spark is probably going to run dry after that. Let's be honest here. Triple H as well. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, well, we're pushing the future, man. Gunther's gonna have mega heat. He's a mega heel. He's gonna be Megatron, Optimus Prime, all this stuff." I'm tired of all this stuff, guys. These guys don't have heat. When they come, Gunther will come out in 3 weeks and nobody will care. Nobody will care. Then on top of that, Austin Theory will come out in probably 2 months from now and nobody will care. It's over. We have to start
Yeah.
accepting what it is, man. It's done. We're not getting any mega heels and mega faces. It's done.
Like, can we officially say that Gunther sucks now? Like, we've had this year of 2025, right? We can
Yep.
genuinely say, what have we done with him? We've
Nothing.
given him a push. We've given him the title twice. He came off of 2-year long like reign as IC champion, and we're also going to give him the privilege of retiring my favorite wrestler of all time, Bill Goldberg. Right? Then he gets another privilege of retiring Cena.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we have to pretend even when he was champion on Monday Night Raw, he never got the ending segment. He was never quite like the show ender or the show stealer.
Great points.
He was
Great.
always the middle guy.
Yep.
And my question then becomes, right? If you're gonna put the title on Gunther and make him the champion, but still little time him, why not send him over to SmackDown where he can be the bigger fish and bring over Cody to Raw? That way Cody can be back on Raw on the A show, and we can let Gunther try and bring up that title and see how that works. Because at this time, really what it felt like this year in particular was anytime Gunther was on screen, it felt like the secondary champion. He wasn't even the second big act. He was like the third big act, if that. He was the opener of WrestleMania. He didn't even close off WrestleMania Night 1. He didn't even open up WrestleMania Night 2. He opened up WrestleMania Night 1. That's how little they think of him. And this is supposed to be the big guy that gets to retire John Cena. You would believe the guy who is able to retire John Cena is going to have like a massive push. Look at Roman Reigns. He beat Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yep.
But then again, that's Roman Reigns. The guy with the perfect eyes, the perfect beard, the perfect neck,
sir.
the perfect back, the perfect teeth, the perfect eyebrows, the perfect neck, the perfect what? Like, what do you think about that? Like, how do you think, even when he was champion, how he was booked on Raw?
Bro, the stocks for Gunther have completely dropped because, like you said, this year when he was champion, even last year when he was champion, he wasn't doing anything. Number one, like you said, he doesn't even feel like a secondary champion. He just feels like a mid-carder. Like he feels like a U.S. champion who just shows up consistently, and that's basically it. That's all he's got. I looked it up, bro. If you go on Google right now, fun fact, and you type in how many matches has Gunther had televised in the last 2 years, Google is going to tell you there's no exact number. We can't calculate that. They should know that number, and it should be well above like 30 to 40. He's the ring general. That's what they call him, at least. He's the ring general, the Maddest
Yeah.
Sacred, all this stuff, and he barely wrestles. When he was champion, he was an afterthought. The biggest things on Raw all year this year in the first parts when he was champion, and even like earlier last year, were Punk, Seth, Roman when he showed up, and then obviously it was Jey Uso because he was doing the yeeting and he had beat Braun for the IC title. Those were the big stories. Nobody cared about Gunther. Nobody cared. And they still don't care. And that's because he is boring and he is a jobber. It's as simple as that, bro. They can try and do it all they want, and Triple H has pushed him into the megasphere, the stratosphere, and he still is not getting over the way they want him to. It's sad.
He's not getting over, and at the same time, he's not quite getting the reactions that I don't like. Is it Triple H? Like, it has to be Triple H. He's the booker, right?
Yep.
And he still is not getting the reactions that you would think he would get, right?
Yeah.
They have done everything to Cena. They jobbed him out to Solo. They jobbed him out to Theory. They jobbed him out to Bray, The Fiend. They jobbed him out to Roman in like 17, 19, 19. And like, look, the stats are this. Since 2017, John Cena had not won a single match clean as a babyface up until Logan Paul at Paris.
Unbelievable.
That is a stat. So then you have to ask the question, what have we not done to John yet? John has been so selfless. Like if you were to give him a rating on NBA 2K, how much would you give him? Like this John
99. Easy. 99. And this, well, you're talking about his current version, like his with his age?
This one right now.
Oh, this current version is probably like a 93 or 94, something like that.
That's generous. I would give him like a solid 78, bro. That's how strong he was getting booked this year. Okay, if you think about it,
bro, with his booking, he's like a 50. If we're
yeah.
overall,
So that's what I'm saying. So like that's how much of downgrade Cena, and the only thing that he had left, the only thing that you could have attached to his character was what? I never give up. And then I made a promise to the people in the middle of that thing that I will make John Cena tap out. And like the thing is this, bro, Gunther, if he were to win by having him like choke out and fall asleep like he did against Goldberg, that would not only give him a win, but also that would maybe save Cena some face. Even in his final match, he didn't give up. He could lose, but it was still a victory. But no, they had to get the golden shovel. I don't know, bro. I don't know where Triple H keeps that, bro. I think he just keeps it in his pocket, bro. He whipped it out. Boom. Golden shovel right there. He's done. He tapped out. He gave up. Why? Against Gunther, bro. Who tapped out to Jey Uso at WrestleMania? Who lost to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania? Sami Zayn lost to Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania, my brothers and sisters. What's going on up in this piece?
Samantha Zayn literally had this dude in shambles at Mania 40, bro. You remember, or I don't know if you guys remember early this year when he fought Otis and Tozawa in the build to him versus Jay at Mania. Those matches were near fall. He was having near falls to Tozawa. Yeah. If you're having near falls to Tozawa, it's time to wrap it up. And on top of that, another problem with Gunther and the Cena thing. John Cena has preached, we already know this, for 23 years of never give up. If John Cena would have lost to Gunther off of getting pinned after 50 billion Gunther bombs, then fine. If he would have gotten passed out, which honestly, with Cena, like with the camera zooming in and him smiling and then like him passing out peacefully, you know what I'm saying? That would have been fine because at least he passed out and he just got bested. That's okay. But him choosing to smile at the camera like we're in a cartoon, let's tap out, never give up. And he smiles directly at the camera and just goes like this.
With the softest finger taps. With the
fast. It wasn't even tapping. It was just.
And the submission wasn't even locked in. The submission wasn't even locked in. Like you could literally see the space in between his neck and his forearm, bro.
Terrible.
Like, oh my god, like that. Honestly, look. Now that I'm thinking about it, obviously it hurt Cena for tapping out, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did the way that he tapped out? Did the way that the submission was sank in? Did the way that Gunther tapped out to Jay and all his stupid losses? Did the way that everything finally came down to those taps kind of hurt Gunther more than it put him over? Because believe this, if he just fell asleep, he could be like, Look, John, I beat you in the middle of that thing, but you made the promise to the people, and the people never show you give up. I must give you my respect, but believe me, I destroyed you in the middle of that thing. If you said that, cool, kind of cool, right?
Yep,
But now I look back at it, it hurt Gunther more.
it
Little
did. I
tap,
agree with you.
bad choke,
Yep.
Cena smiling. It genuinely
Dude,
feels so fake.
it was the most cartoonish thing I've ever seen. And Triple Fraud getting booed was music to my ears, bro.
Oh
How
yeah.
they have Seth Rollins coming out and going like, "Whoa!" That's how I felt watching them boo Triple H. I was just letting it happen. I was embracing it, bro. Because you cannot have a situation where anybody, forget it just being John. Why are you smiling in a chokehold? That makes the person doing the chokehold look like an
Oh my
absolute
god.
jobber. It doesn't even hurt. It doesn't even do anything. Cena just gave up because he wanted to, and that's what makes it even worse, bro. It was very very bad. And the fact that Triple H is laughing and he grabs Cena's head and hugs him, and he's laughing at this nonsense. What are you laughing at? His ego is just man. Wow,
What are you
wow, wow,
laughing
wow.
at? Why are you there? What is this? What are we doing? And I don't get it. I genuinely have a hard time understanding why, out of all people that could have used a victory like this, it
Yep.
had to be a 30-year-old two-time world heavyweight champion, 2-year long unbeaten IC champion, Gunther the yin and around. Like, does he scream to you like a young buck, young blood? Why did it
No,
have to
he's
be him?
Bro, I think he's 38, and if they're gonna give Cena's final match, remember Cena said he wanted to improve the future, and Triple H thinks it's a good idea to have a 38-year-old man go out there and beat John Cena in his final match. It is, listen, oh my gosh, bro, could you imagine if we had a situation where Cena retained at what's it called at SummerSlam, and then
Yeah.
on the Raw in Madison Square Garden, instead of wrestling Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonald's and Phineas Balor or whatever, after that took place, he actually fought CM Punk that night instead and pinned CM Punk for the world title. So he was the double champ, the world champ, and the WWE champ, bro, for like
Oh
two
my
weeks, three
god.
weeks.
Oh
And
my
then his
god.
final match, bro, he fights Gunter, and he's about to give up. He's about to give up, and they do the three arm raise, one, two, and then he does this like he did at the show, and he put up the
Yeah.
thing. He breaks out of it, bro, hits like two AAs and a super AA and pins Gunter, and he retires as the double champ. Then he relinquishes both belts, and now setting it in this upcoming year, you're actually in a new era because we don't have a world champ, we don't have a WWE champ, and we're actually going to see who's going to win each championship. So you're building
Oh
new
man.
stars. That's where
Great.
Braun Breaker can win
Great.
his world title, and that's where Melo Hayes or Oba Femi can come up, or Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, whoever can go win the WWE championship on SmackDown.
Oh man. I
That would have been
wish.
great booking. Can you imagine that, bro?
I wish. I wish. As a heel still or what?
No, as a face. As a
Oh
face.
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. 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 I get it. All right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I was also like in favor of him keeping the titles up until now. Like the way I would have done it was, for example, for him to go into SummerSlam, not against Cody Rhodes, right? Cody was like on a 2-3 month vacation after he lost the title he held for like a year and a half, 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason, look, even Cody did it right there, right? So he loses at Mania and then he's gone for 3-4 months.
Yep, exactly.
Let him be gone for 5 months because he won the title at August and then he was gone to film for Street Fighter for 5-6 weeks. Bro, Drew McIntyre was cutting promos against the Ghost. He was literally like feuding with
Exactly.
himself
Yep.
on SmackDown. I know,
Bro
thank
cutting
God,
promos to
maybe,
himself.
yeah, thank God Randy Orton came out and like had a little thing going on with him. But if you think about it, he didn't really come back properly up until like maybe October, right?
Yeah.
Like, and if that's what you were gonna do, have him come back in October. We could have had somebody else win the King of the Ring, right? And
Yep.
Cena could have gone on to SummerSlam main events, beat whoever. The Rock could have come out and they could have like maybe reestablished him as like a definite heel, and
Mhm.
they could have kept on being a heel and a heel all the while. For example, Austin Theory could have been his backup guy, his lackey, right? He's
Exactly.
cheating, right? Instead
Yep.
of Cena having to cheat with a title shot every single match, because that kind of broke the matches in my opinion. Because like you knew like the match had to come down to that super belt shot.
That's
What about
facts.
Austin Theory helping him out? That way, Austin could have gotten some heat, and then we could have built him up until his final match. Cody could have come back. They could have had a program, and then because the honest truth is here, Cena didn't pass the torch to Gunther by doing this. He passed
He
it
didn't.
all the way back in SummerSlam. He already gave it to Cody. So if we could have done that in December, and maybe we could have had a double turn. Right?
Exactly.
Think about this. Cena is so adamant of not losing. He's so like afraid of having to go away. He's unbeatable. Like you can't pin him. Like he hit him at 5 crossroads. He won't go down.
Exactly.
And then what he has to do is he has to break out a chair. This is uncharacteristic of Cody. He has to hit him with a crossroads on the chair, but he's afraid. You know what I'm saying? He's scared. And then boom, in the far back, what does he see? He sees Austin Theory. And then I was like, oh man, damn it, man, I gotta do this. He hits the crossroad, and then he sees Austin get in with like, maybe like a sledgehammer, right? Because of like, Triple H or whatever. He takes a sledgehammer, he takes care of Austin, boom, and then he turns around. Cena is laying down with his head on the steel chair. He has a freaking sledgehammer in his hand. He places a chair on the face of John Cena. He gets the sledgehammer. Ooh. He looks into the crowd. He's like, if I want to finish my story, if I want this World Heavyweight Championship, I have to do what I've never done before. He swings the chair all the way back. Everybody's gasping. Boom! Cena, all of a sudden, he twitches, right? And he just lays there. And then in the meanwhile, while the camera was panning on to Cody, right? Cena did like a blade job. So all of a sudden, you see like blood leak out.
Right, from his head, yeah.
And then he just like lifts the chair. He throws away the sledgehammer. Cody's like kind of sad, right? He goes in for the pin, 1, 2, 3. The champion. He walks away. And
that would have been pretty cool.
That's the end right there. And then Cena gets bloodied. The torch has been passed. Double turn. Cena's back babyface. Austin is babyface now. We can go into the new year. Austin can be like the new threat to Cena because he feels like that was just too much.
Plus, that's an amazing idea. And on top of that, it would actually make Cody interesting because now he's a mixture of like a face and a heel. And he's like an anti-hero champion. You know that he's going to try and be a good guy. But if he really needs to get a W, like versus Drew at Saturday Night Main Event, when he used the belt, like he'll do things like that. And it would have been his new gimmick, So you really, and then plus with him being super Cody, you can't really pin him or beat him at all. Plus he's cheating when he needs to, bro. Cody would have been actually built as unstoppable and it would have made him more interesting, in my opinion. He would have actually had stuff to talk about on the mic rather than coming out and saying the same thing for 2 years straight. Dude, the fact that Cody and Rhea have been able to come out for 2 years straight and literally say the same thing is insane to me. If you look back at Rhea's promos the last year, it is literally word for word. I'm going to take my baton. I never lost, yeah? And then she proceeds to go backstage, and it's not Adam Pearce anymore. It's Piss because of her accent. She's like, Piss, I need a match, yeah? And she gets a match. She then goes on to the PLE. She wins or loses. Nobody cares. And then she's back to square root doing brawl segments with Io Sky. So it's bad, bro. And Cody Rhodes, again, the fact that we're able to come up with good ideas for Cody and for Cena off the top of the dome is sad because we don't need $50 million. We don't need a writer's room. We don't need people in our ear. We don't need Paul Levesque trying to tell us in our ear what we need to do. We don't need triple chat GPT letting us know what the best storylines are for the week. So it just goes to show you how bad the creative team is. There's zero creativity left, bro. And
that is genuinely why even like getting to the point where it has to be Gunther to be ending Cena's career is like, wow. What can be the next big move for Gunther? Becoming champion again? I mean, he already became World Heavyweight Champion. And let's be real, the World Heavyweight Championship is the B title. Nobody really cares about that, genuinely speaking.
Facts.
So you want to have Gunther go out there and be Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship? Bro, look. Are we going to get to the point where the WWE Championship is around the Ying NRL's waist?
Dude, they'll never do that. Triple H is a moron. We know this now. We've seen it. We watched him get booed at the end of a show, which I don't think that's barely ever happened to Vince McMahon, literally ever. Because part of it is his ego. He doesn't just go out there and put his face on every single ad and podcast and interview and media scrum. However, in the reality that we live in, Gunther is a guy that Triple H will push only up to a certain point. And that's why he will never, like the WWE Championship, he's never winning that. He'll win a world title again, maybe, but he's never winning the WWE Championship. It's the same way that Seth Rollins couldn't be the, He could never win the WWE Championship in like the late 2010s and in, in the 2020s now. He has to either get the Universal title, which before Roman had it and Lesnar were holding it, it was the B title. And then obviously he had to get the world title, which was the B title, made because Roman was the WWE Champion and the Universal Champion. It's as simple as that, bro. Nobody can actually become the top guy. And Hunter knows that. That's exactly why no one will be able to be a WWE champion
And
besides the same
let
dudes,
me tell
Cody or
you,
Roman.
let me tell you why. At the same time, that spot of being the undisputed championship is something Gunther will never get to. Is
Yep.
because look at what it took for Cody to get there, right?
Yeah.
So he has to get the title off of a guy he already lost to at WrestleMania, but at the same time, this guy held the title for 3 years, right?
It's
And he
facts.
held both titles. There was no other champion, right? So the World
Yep.
Heavyweight Championship gets created. Bro, what are you telling us? 3 championships are now in the WWE, and 2 of which is like held by Roman Reigns. Clearly, one of it has to be like a fictional title, a paper championship. And then
Yep.
who wins it? Cross-dresser Seth Rollins. Of course, Mr. Second wins it, right? If it was genuinely speaking, right? Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship as well, and
Yeah.
Roman walks out with all 3 belts. Then if he loses the title, to somebody in the meanwhile, that person can say, I legitimately defeated Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. That can make that World Championship important. But until recently, it genuinely wasn't important up until CM Punk won it at SummerSlam off of Gunther. So
I agree.
in that time period, that's been like 3 years, almost 3 years, like 2.5, 3 years. In that time period, since like the inception of the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther and Rollins did nothing to elevate it.
Nothing.
And that
Absolutely
is
nothing.
why he's not going to have the same type of like, push behind him to get the WWE Undisputed Championship, because that is the face of the place. And that is why he will never get it. He will always get the big push on the B, on the B
For
brand,
the B title.
a B title. And that's why I wish the World Heavyweight Championship went to SmackDown, because then we can have Cody on Raw, which is like the actual champion, right? So I don't know.
Agreed.
That is the way I see it. Cody needed the entire WWE Avengers to beat Roman, and only then
Exactly.
could he get the title, right? And who defeated him for the title? Super heel Cena. Like
Exactly.
already something astronomical had to happen for that title to change. And now we see it happen. People who could win a title, people who are cut out to be the champion, like Drew McIntyre or Randy Orton, they can't win it. Why? Because they don't have that astronomical feat behind them. If they were to beat Cody
Facts.
flat out clean, that would make Cody look humanized, weak, which would make Roman Reigns and the Bloodline and whatever happened at WrestleMania 40 look less important. Because then you will think to yourself, why did they really need Cena to come out? Why did they need The Undertaker? Why did they need The Rock, everybody to come out? So they are kind of cooking themselves with how hard it is to get to the WWE Championship. That is why Gunther will forever and always be a bum.
Facts, bro. Very well said. What a promo. Give it up. This
Woo!
is awesome.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.
Come on, chat. Drop a
deserve
like on the
it.
stream. Come on, man. CJX, he's got about 1,000 people in here. He only got 295 likes. Let's get up to 500 likes on his stream. I got about, I think, not even 100. Chat, come on, man. My chat is lacking, guys. Come on. We got to get that to 100 at least. So, guys, come on. Please hit the like button wherever you're watching. And I want to talk about another thing, my man.
Yes, sir.
I want to
Let's
talk
get into
about,
it.
man, look. How do you feel about Cody Rhodes? What, like, when you think about Cody Rhodes, what is the first thing that goes through your mind? Okay. What I think is, genuinely speaking, the worst champion we've had in the last 2 years. He's going to walk into WrestleMania 42 as a champion.
Yeah, he is. That's, by the way, we need to start accepting that now. I know people are saying, well, Drew McIntyre, I can't stop thinking about Punk, and I can't stop thinking about Cody, and I can't stop thinking about Randy. Stop. Drew McIntyre's not winning anything. Drew McIntyre, we're good, bro. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Cody's walking into Mania 42 as WWE champion, and there is an outside shot that he walks out of Mania 42 as champion. The reason I say that is because,
my
quite
God.
frankly, who's going to take the belt from Cody if it isn't Roman or Lesnar? If it's not Roman or Lesnar, who's taking the belt from Cody at Mania? Like, who is a viable competitor?
Okay.
When
I
I
got
think of
an
Cody,
idea.
I think of libations.
Well, when you think of that, I think of, so what do you want to talk about? All right. That's what I think about.
Hey, don't
The
forget
only-
don't forget the Wheatley. So good,
I
I
drink
drink
it neatly. You know what I'm saying? The only guy that can beat him today, as it stands, is none other than the Ying General. Because Cody Rhodes, I did not forget what you did to me at Crown Jewel 2024. You beat me in the middle of that Ying with a roll up, and I am back to get back my revenge in the middle of that Ying. No, no, no. I'm just joking. That's a great question. If it's not Gunther, hopefully, thank God it's not Gunther. It's not going to be Gunther for sure.
Yeah.
I think the only guy that can do it, I don't know.
Exactly, dude.
Like I was stalling while I was thinking. I was like, Austin Theory, hell no. Like, come on, CM Punk, maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't like who can actually be believable in that role, because like you mentioned with the lineage of the WWE Championship, we had Brock Lesnar had it. He got beat in epic fashion at Mania 38, so that was that. Then Roman had it for 2 years. Cody then took Undertaker, Cena, you know what I'm saying, all the interferences to beat him. Then we had Cody lose to the greatest of all time. Then John Cena lost to Cody in an epic street fight that was like an hour long after like 8 crossroads. And then Cody still has it. There's no who's going to be able to take that pressure, bro.
Yeah. And the thing is this, he's held it pretty much exclusively on SmackDown. And it's been Raw for like the last year on Netflix. And, you know, obviously Raw is the premier brand. And in that one, let's just call it 2 years flat. Okay. By the time WrestleMania 42 rolls around, in that 2 years, what has the WWE done to build up a new, it has to be a heel threat for Cody Rhodes? Because that's the way that you have to book it, right? Because look, he defended the title against AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, bro. Come on, bro.
Facts.
Like,
he's defended the title against literally nobody's, bro. There's no,
that's it.
There's no, if you ever want an indicator or an example of the fact that we have no stars left and no one to take mantles and become a main eventer, think about the fact that if you actually have to think about who's going to be the next WWE champion who's believable to take it from Cody that isn't above the age of 40, there's no answers. There's no answers. None.
And if we have to like reset the filters on that and like, you know, pick out the new champion, unfortunately, it has to be somebody from 20 years ago. And unfortunately, it's got to be once again milking whatever the hell Vince McMahon created, which has to be Randy Orton. Randy Orton has to turn heel, and he has to take the title off of Cody Rhodes. But unfortunately, right, even though Randy is believable to be the guy to take the title off of him, like you said earlier, bro, it took the Avengers to take the title off of Roman.
Exactly.
It took everything pretty much to get the title back from Cena. And it's like you almost have to go through a level of scrutiny and like, you know, continuous defeat while still having the crowd behind you to get the title, that specific title. And even though Randy is that established, it just almost seems like it can't be him because he didn't have that typical finisher story type of, you know, road to the WrestleMania. But
he hasn't earned it.
Yeah, we can say that, right? Because that is really what it comes down to. But at the same time, who else but him? He's got the story with Cody. He was his mentor, right? In Evolution, was it called?
Legacy. It was Legacy. Yeah, Legacy with Ted DiBiase and them.
Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody, right? So if it's not Randy, who could it be? And they have been, for better or worse, I'll give them credit. They have been teasing Randy Orton, threading that line of like, oh my God, I'm gonna flip out now and turn heel. With that,
they've been playing this out for 15 years, bro.
I agree. But like once it happens, it's gonna be big, right? That punt kick. How long has he been teasing that punt kick? Even in his match against Cody at the King of the Ring, he even tried to punt Cody. What kind of a mentor tries to punt his protege? Like, how can you love Cody if you want to kick his brains into the stances, bro?
It makes no sense. And you know what? Randy Orton has to earn this heel run, bro. That's the bottom line. We can't, because what they're gonna probably do is Randy will just turn heel on a random episode of SmackDown because Cody looked at him the wrong way. If you want to book it like that, I don't even care at this point because it's not. Let's be honest. No heel turn or face turn has made sense in the last 2 years under Triple H.
None whatsoever.
Nothing makes any sense. You just have stuff like Nia Jax, for example, was feuding with Lash Legend, who was a face like a month and a half ago on NXT, and now they're best friends in the backstage talking about some clock it. I'm like, bro, What happened? What happened between September and November? I just nothing makes any sense. And then on top of that, if Randy Orton does turn heel and he does win the championship from Codarius Rodington, where is Cody Rhodes going to go from there? He's going to become irrelevant immediately, and Triple H knows that. Cody cannot stay relevant without the belt. He can't do it. If you think about it, once he lost it this year and he came back to fight Cena and Logan Paul at Money in the Bank, and then had the King and the Queen of the Ring show, there was nothing there. There was nothing. Nobody cared about anything Cody. No, we don't care about what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about him.
We didn't care about it when he had the title against AJ and Kevin Owens.
Exactly.
I didn't watch, bro.
Cared.
I swear to God, I did not watch WWE in 2024. I didn't. Yeah. No, hold on. Yeah, like after Cody got, after he got the title. Hold on a minute. Yeah, after he won the title, I did not care at all. But I also didn't watch WWE after WrestleMania 39, especially after that Raw. Remember what happened? He comes out, he confronts Roman, right? I'm hyped. Like, Cody, finish the story. Like, I was like, behind him. I wanted to see Cody win that match, right? Exactly. Because if he lost, that means he's going to win later on. But that is just a 50-50, and that makes the power scaling like corrupted, right? Because if he had beaten Roman right then and there in that night, on that night, that would have kind of deflated Roman a little bit and make him more believable to be beaten, because this damn guy was Undertaker levels of unbeatable, bro. Like, he has like so many layers of defense that was almost impossible to beat him. Like, any match was like, what was it called?
Interferences and
all
like, that stuff. Yeah,
it was, every single match was a bloodline rules match. It was no DQ. You couldn't beat him clean.
You can't, no.
So, like, if Cody had beaten him at 39, that would have made him big. And then we could have had like that year go off to be like, Roman and like, Cody, yada, yada, yada. And that could have reset the entire WWE, but they didn't. What happens then? Brock Lesnar F5s him on the Raw after. And then he has for no reason. We still don't know why. Like 3 years has passed. We still don't know why. And he goes on to have a 4-month feud with Brock. And then he has a 3-month title championship and a tag team championship run with Jey Uso. And then he wins the Rumble again. And then we have the audacity, bro, to boo The Rock for coming back and wanting to have a championship match. What did you do the last 12 months while Cody was there? A tag championship? The Rock has to step aside because Cody wanted to be a tag champion, bro? Really? And then we have the audacity to say, finish your story, Cody. The hell with your story, Cody. Crybaby.
Dude, when The Rock beats him up outside in the rain, and they have the segment end where the show stops and they show like his little video he did on his own Instagram afterwards. And The Rock's like, no, F that. You think when the show's over, this stops? F that. And he's just beating the crap out of Cody.
I love
that intensity was just, man. That was, bro, The Rock, the final boss, was so peak. And he did WrestleMania 40, bro. And I love Roman Reigns. Okay, Roman Reigns was my top 5 favorite wrestlers ever. But if it was just him versus Cody part 2 with bloodline rules and just basic interferences, that Mania would not have been half as special as it was with The Rock being involved. It's as simple as that. The Rock built 80% of that Mania by himself. 90%, literally. All Roman, I give Roman this. The promo he cut, the no pop promo on Seth Rollins was massive. That was amazing. And obviously, Cody cut a decent solo promo against The Rock, and that was solid too. But it was really, Roman did 2 or 3 good promos, Cody did 1, and The Rock did like 8. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't close.
And look, if, like I said, if you were to just isolate that WrestleMania, right, and take away The Rock, he was never even involved. Look, Cody was going to win back-to-back Rumbles, and he lost his first shot. What does that mean? The next time he's going to win. All right? And that is why I don't want to see Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania 42. Because had Cody defeated Roman at 39, like I said, that would have reset power scaling. That would have fixed the entire WWE, like, S tier ranking position, because, that's the way that you got to look at it, right? Gunther right now is an A tier wrestler, but he will never be S tier. The only S tier wrestlers are Rock, Cena's gone now, Roman and Cody.
Exactly.
Right? But had Cody defeated Roman would have been A tier. And then Roman can be competitive with Gunther. Roman can be competitive with Orton. Roman can be competitive, yada, 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 yada. And especially now that he doesn't have a bloodline, it could have been the perfect time for him to do that. But no, right now, right now we have to like deal with this BS. And that is why going into WrestleMania 42, it doesn't feel right, because now Right now, Cody is babyface. At the same time, Roman is babyface. We're gonna walk into WrestleMania 42 and simply have that match because we literally look. We were thinking about it earlier on. You know what I'm saying? And we
Yeah.
couldn't think about who else could it be, right? And that is why they're gonna have to have that rematch because there's nothing else. That is the
I
unfortunate part.
I
Three
will say
years.
this. I will say this. The fact that we've been having the same rematch for 3 or 4 years now is very sad. It shows you that nothing's changed in the main event scene. However, I have just thought of an idea. The promotional art for Mania 42, we got Lesnar, Punkinator, Codarius, and Romano. Three of them are faces. Lesnar is probably going to be face at some point next year before he retires. He's not going to retire as a bad guy. That would be stupid. So I think that CM Punk, bro, or Roman Reigns,
Oh,
or yeah, I think it's gonna
yeah.
happen, bro. You know where I'm going.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
going. I
CM
know
Punk.
it.
I think CM Punk's turning heel in the next month or two.
Woo!
That's my prediction. I
Woo!
think he's turning heel.
Woo!
Also,
Man.
Cody Rhodes, just watch out. I think he turns heel, bro, in the next couple months. They have to do it. They're not going to turn Roman back heel. Lesnar's going to eventually have to become
Yeah,
face
yeah,
because he
yeah, yeah.
retires next August. So I mean, you have to pick Punk and Cody. They're going to have to turn heel. One of them is
Yeah.
turning heel in the next couple months. Just know that. If they don't, we're in for a really really bad Mania season. The four main eventers are all faces. Are you are you kidding? That's going to be bad. Wow.
And
Wow.
something tells me we're not even going to get like. I think somebody's going to pull out. I think somebody's going to get injured, and then we're going to have one guy less. I don't know who that could be. If it is Roman Reigns, that is catastrophic. So we have to despite CM Punk turning heel, that could be great. I think we can talk about that later on in depth. But right now, let's just talk about the way it is right now.
Yeah.
It's like I said, Cody, Punk,
Cody
Roman,
Rhodes. You know what I'm
and who else? Yeah, Cody. This is awesome, right?
saying?
Right? If
Dudes are
it's not,
actually standing here. Grown men are yeeting, bro. That's crazy.
I know, bro. I know, bro. It's like I saw people walking around with like yeet shirts. I'm like, bro, like your son is supposed to wear that, bro. Like,
Yeah,
not
like
you, bro.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Yeet hasn't been relevant since I was in like middle school, bro. I don't know what. Why are we yeeting in 2025, man?
I
But
don't know,
anyways,
bro.
like you
Yeah,
said, Cody, you know what I'm saying? Cody having his championship match eventually at this upcoming Mania, and there being no one to take the reins. I do believe if they're going to have CM Punk or Cody Rhodes turn heel, this is going to sound insane. But low key, there is a chance that we're going to see Seth Rollins and CM Punk teaming up in the near future. Because what's likely going to happen is after, because we have Theory, we got Logan, we got Lesnar, we got Brunson, and we got Braun. Now that you have these five here, I think
oh,
the natural progression is that eventually Seth is going to obviously be pissed off when he returns, and he's going to have to pick between, beating up Braun and beating up Punk. Obviously, because Braun just speared him and, ruined his they're going to say written off due to injury. Obviously, Punk is going to have to be siding with Seth Rollins. So we could probably see Rollins and Punk fighting a meaningless tag match versus Braun and Austin Theory at Elimination
yeah.
Chamber in
Look,
Chicago.
look, that's a given. That's a given at this
Yeah,
point, right?
the
It's
given.
almost
You're going to get it.
unfortunate where this has become the trend. Whenever there is a new WWE champion, World Heavyweight champion, seemingly not too long after that,
Mhm.
you find them in tag matches.
Yeah, because
It's the same
there's
thing
no
with
one-on-one matches to do. None.
yeah, literally. And like this happened to Seth Rollins as well. He was a world heavyweight champion. He defends the title in a fatal four way, which is a filler match.
It's a
Whatever, a filler
filler
match.
garbage. Yeah.
And then the next one is the intergender tag match with AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. It's like okay, and then you know what I mean. So that already is like 2 months. 2 months passed by, and the only thing meaningful that has happened is just you cashing in. So wow, 2-3 months passed by, nothing happened, and then we wonder why the WWE sucks. Nothing moves forward. Nothing moves
Facts. Nothing
forward.
moves. Nothing changes ever. It's literally, if you go back and you look at January and you go to December where we are right now, right? If you did not watch any episodes of Raw and SmackDown and only saw the PLEs, you will have missed
Yeah,
absolutely nothing. Even if you skip the PLEs, you will have missed nothing because that's how uneventful everything is. Nothing is happening. Nothing is changing. And I would hope
yeah,
that after a year and a half of this, that Paula Veckington would finally realize this and be like, you know what? I'm going to change this. I'm going to make a good show. But it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. It's
and
sad.
that is why Cody sucks.
He
Like
sucks,
the
bro.
idea, and the idea that when he won the title,
Mhm.
what the hell was he involved in afterwards immediately?
Nothing. Didn't he take Cody won the title, got written off with a Claymore kick to the face. Then after he got written off with that, he comes back, fights Drew twice. Nobody cares. We move on. And he's still feuding with Drew, and it's a feud we know he's gonna win. And I said this
Yeah.
last week. This is the same story as Kevin Owens last year, bro. It's the same thing. Kevin Owens got suspended last year for the pile driver for 4 weeks, right? Then they
Yeah.
rid him off and he came back, whatever. Then he fights Cody at Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre gets suspended this year because he overstayed his welcome or whatever they said. He comes back. They're going to fight at the Rumble or at Saturday Night Main Event or whatever. And Drew McIntyre is going to get pinned in 15 minutes. It's the same storyline. It is some of the worst booking ever. They copy storylines, they mix and match. And you have the mystery person. Oh, I wonder who threw Jade Cargill on that car, man. I don't
Yeah.
know who did it, Cole. Like, come on, bro. Stop.
Who is this masked person that came up and like low blowed CM Punk? Oh my, no wait. Yeah, like oh yeah, it's Becky Lynch saving Rollins at Clash at Paris.
Clash at Paris, that's right.
Yeah, Clash at Paris. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like even Cody when he came back after he lost the title, what did he come back to? A tag match with Jey Uso and Logan Paul.
Yep.
That's what we're
And
doing.
then when
here.
he
We're wasting time.
after he won the belt, we got another tag match with him and Cena versus Drew and Logan on that episode of SmackDown randomly. It's all tag matches. The fact that, dude, I don't understand how people are not seeing what's happening. We have no story. All we're getting is tag matches. We have no one to actually take the reins of anything. And I'm thinking about it. This is a scary thing, too, to realize. You know how when Cena was actually, like, in 2002 when he debuts, it took him, like, 2 or 3 years to really become a superstar. And then, obviously, from 2005 and 6 all the way up to when he just retired a few days ago, he has been a megastar. He's transcended the genre. You know what I'm saying? And that's what The Rock did, obviously. We get that. But they had time to wait 2 years for Cena to be built into a huge megastar because you had 50 other stars. Batista, Orton, Lesnar, Kurt Angle. You know what I'm saying? You had Edge. CM Punk was coming in the later 2000s. You know what I'm saying? In the early 2010s, he was getting into his own. You had Undertaker. Yeah. You had Shawn Michaels. You had Triple Fraud was even, you know what I'm saying, a superstar. Yeah. You had him as well. You don't have time for that now, bro. Even with Roman being built, they had to wait 4 or 5 years for him to become the tribal chief and actually carry the industry on his back for 5 more years because he is WWE. If Roman Reigns retired tomorrow, no one's watching this product anymore. We're already not watching, a lot of us. And then now Roman's going to be leaving. If he were to leave, it's over. And now you have what? Cena retires. What? You don't have another 2 or 3 years of this quality of content to build a new star. No one will be around in 2 or 3 years to see whatever new star that you can build. It's not going to happen, bro. I'm sorry.
And so now we're like, the only thing that's left to think about is, all right, aside from the obvious that it probably is going to be Roman Reigns at Mania.
Yep.
Who can we pick to win the Rumble or even the Chamber to like who can we match up like Cody if it isn't obviously Roman or Orton? And then we think to ourselves, literally nobody. And now I wonder to myself, has it always been like this in WWE? Like I've been watching weekly this year in particular. Like I've been following my entire life, right? But weekly, Monday and Friday, I've only been watching now since it's been on Netflix. And I wonder, has it always been like this? Has it always been predominantly January up until April, right? From the Rumble up until like Mania. Like has it always been only about the road to WrestleMania? I don't think it has been because like
it hasn't.
Like most of my favorite things have happened outside of Mania season, like Cena versus Punk. That was Money in the Bank and then SummerSlam, right?
Yep. Was it SummerSlam? Did they go at SummerSlam? I think they did, right? Yeah.
They had a SummerSlam match as well where like Cena pinned him. Yeah. Right. Cena got pinned, but like his foot was under the rope, right?
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Wow. Dude, they used to be so creative with the way that matches used to finish, man. That was awesome.
And they weren't afraid to have these matches. But now today, it genuinely feels like we have been stalling since WrestleMania 39 onward. Like, look, like I said, after Mania 39, suddenly Cody and Brock are fighting, and then Cody is tag champion. And then, okay, it's time to go back into the Mania season. It's time to build up back to the road to WrestleMania. Oh, look, it's the Royal Rumble. Cody go win it again. He has the road to WrestleMania. He wins the title. And that's WrestleMania 40. And he had a feud with like AJ and Kevin Owens. That's like whatever.
That's right.
That wrapped up
and
the year.
Bro, that Kevin Owens feud lasted like 5 months, bro.
I didn't watch it all. I didn't watch it.
Can you even remember any promos from that feud? I can't. And I watched it every week. That was when I first started making YouTube videos about wrestling, was literally last summer. And I can't tell you one promo that I actually remember from that time period. I can't even tell you one. And it's just a 5-month time period, and I can't tell you anything that happened. That's sad.
And now it feels like we're waiting back for that like Royal Rumble cycle to kick in. And it's
Yeah,
like, what the
literally.
hell are we doing here, bro?
And
Like we
this,
could have had anybody else built up by now, and we don't. Gunther, wow, for almost 40 years old, this guy.
and even that's another thing too. Even with Drew and LA Knight, they're both 40 plus. And so even though I like them, I love Drew and I love
Yeah,
LA Knight, which LA Knight's career, I mean, we're about a year or so away from him retiring or calling it quits. I don't know how much more of this he can do.
yeah,
If he
LA is
doesn't
done.
come back, and because my pick to win the Royal Rumble, this is a bold pick and a bold prediction. I'm going with LA Knight. I think LA Knight's going to win the Royal Rumble. I think he should at least, and that's who I'm going with. Even
Oh
though I know
man,
he's not going to, of course. But you know what I'm saying? I think LA Knight. I'm going
yeah.
to go with him to win the Rumble. And once he doesn't win the Rumble, where does he go from there? He's going to be doing
Chamber,
another mid card no name match at Mania for the third year straight, bro. It's sad.
maybe go into the chamber and then maybe lose that as well, and then finally win the Money in the Bank.
Dude, if he goes to the chamber and if he goes to the chamber and the Rumble and loses both, we're good. It's over. I think it's safe to go ahead and just call it quits. LA Knight's best case scenario next year is winning maybe an Intercontinental Championship and holding it for
Yeah,
maybe 2 months before dropping it to like Otis or something.
yeah, I agree. I genuinely agree. I think also we wasted the opportunity of like putting the Money in the Bank onto you know um
Seth
LA Knight,
Rollins.
right? No, like LA Knight should have won that instead of Seth
Yeah,
Rollins.
I agree. Yeah, I
Because
agree.
like Seth Rollins already had the stable, like what I'm saying, like he was
Exactly.
already strong. Like, he could have gotten to the world title
With or
without
without
it
it.
being so it's kind of like I wish he held it, right? Because imagine LA Knights every single week with the briefcase so far.
That
Like, he
would
could
be,
have
dude,
teased it.
LA Knight with that briefcase would be cinema. Him showing up on random Raws and SmackDowns, bro, just cutting promos on Cody or, who's our CM Punk, whoever the world champion is, you know what I'm saying? Them having to
Yeah,
constantly watch their back. It would be so good. If LA Knight's gimmick too was that he has multiple chances to cash in and he's purposely not doing it to get in the head of the competitor. So that way, when he finally does it, it's like a really, really good moment that's been built up to. It would be awesome, bro. Awesome moment for LA Knight. But again, they're giving the money in the bank to Seth Rollins, who doesn't need it. He has a faction
yeah,
of 3 or 4 people, and somehow he needs to win the money in the bank over LA Knight.
yeah.
It's laughable to me. It's
And
hilarious.
look at how bad of an investment that was. He got injured again, and now we don't have like a Money in the Bank. Could you imagine? Let's say it was Roman Reigns that wins. Let's say Roman wins the Chamber, and then he goes to main event night 2 against Cody. But
Yeah.
we know LA Knight is lingering in the background, and he could always cash in. That way, we can have that match with Cody and Roman at Mania. That can have no ending because obviously LA Knight comes in, cashes in, and
Right.
we can leave that storyline still open. We can come back to that at WrestleMania 43, in Saudi Arabia, and then we
Yep.
can have LA Knight walk out as the world champion. Boom. Cody can take his vacation again. Roman can take his vacation again, because obviously that's what they do, right? They lose a title
Yeah.
match, they go on a vacation. Back in the day, they used to chase you into the hospitals, but that's
Exactly.
today.
You could not take a break. I think it was freaking Maven, it happened to Maven and other wrestlers too. Heck, you had Stone Cold and Booker T, bro, battling in a grocery store. Now
Yeah,
if you win a championship, you disappear for 3 weeks and no one says anything. No one says
yeah.
anything. I'm surprised that JD McDonald's, which, shout out to JD. Hopefully he gets healthy. I heard he had an injury and stuff. He's going to be out for a while. But,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
like even with JD, bro, him just getting written off and they just say, oh, well, he's injured. He'll be back in a while. Like, bro, back then, this dude, the next week you tune into Raw, you would see a segment of Rey Mysterio showing up to the hospital, beating him and Phineas up in the hospital room, bro.
I
Literally.
wish, bro. I wish. I genuinely wish.
We've
Man,
lost all credibility and we've lost
we
all
lost that,
edge, man. We're,
and
we're
that's
gone.
man. I just wish LA Knight would have had the Money in the Bank, and if he would have walked out WrestleMania, look, he was in his third Money in the Bank right this year. So if he would have won it, he finally wins it after 3 times, right? So finally he does it, and then he lost to Roman Reigns in Crown Jewel back in 2022, right, or 2023, whenever he came back. He lost
Yeah.
that, right? He loses to Jacob Fatu. He loses to I think the Gauntlet match with CM Punk and like Braun Breaker to become the number 1 contender for SummerSlam. He lost that as well.
Yep.
He lost at Paris, right? But he still has that Money in the Bank. He still didn't cash in, and he waited for the right opportunity, and he gets it done at WrestleMania. And then finally, he can carry the show for as best as he can with the title, and then we can move forward. But like I said, we have pretty much made the WWE Undisputed Championship almost impossible to be attained.
Literally
Impossible.
impossible. And you know what? I have a question for you, bro. This is a side note question. What do you think is going to happen? Like, let's say, for example, because like, who? First off, who are the wrestlers that you think can get a actual retirement tour now? Because I don't. I think there's only two or three wrestlers that are currently still here that actually can get a retirement tour, and you will. It will not be as big as Cena's, obviously, because Cena's the biggest wrestler. We get that. But those retirement tours of these specific wrestlers, I think Roman, Orton, and Punk, if they had retirement tours, I feel like they would be big enough deals to the point where their last match in their retirement tour and the stuff leading up the entire year, I feel like could actually be a big deal. Not a Cena big deal, but it would be a big deal. How would you book Roman, or what do you think would happen for Roman
Okay.
Reigns' retirement run, his final
Okay.
year?
Okay. So the way I would book it per se, and let's just say like book it, it's
Mm-hmm.
got to be involving The Rock, and it's got to be
Of
like
course.
establishing something that will still be alive after he, is retired, and that has to be the final bloodline. I believe we have to bring the bloodline back, and it's got to be
Mm-hmm.
a mix of the final boss joining powers with the bloodline, but now he's got to be the head of the bloodline, creating the final bloodline. So it's going to be final bloodline versus OG bloodline. The Rock is going to hit up Solo
Ooh.
Sikoa. He's going to recruit the MFTs, and he's going to make Solo the world heavyweight champion. Roman is going to be the world heavyweight champion. And so, like, there's going to come a point where The Rock is going to be like, look, I want the WWE championship. So that way I'm the WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
Solo is the world heavyweight champion. We got both tag titles. And then they're going to bring like Ava, right? Like his daughter. Ava is
Yeah.
going to be the female champion. And it's going to be like a total dominations type of segment, right? And so it's going to come down to that final match with Roman and Rock for that title.
Yep.
And I think in that final moment, it's gotta be like some bullshit happening. Maybe not. Maybe somebody could come in and cash in, but I don't want to ruin the moment. So maybe let's make it like I don't want to call it a triple threat either. Okay, what? Fuck it. Right? We're gonna have Roman go over on his cousin Rock, and
Ooh.
Rock retires
Okay.
on that match, and Roman retires on that match as well. They're both gonna retire, but we're only gonna know that Roman is gonna retire. But after that, we're gonna say like, Rock is gonna say I'm done as well, right? But he's still gonna be
Yep.
like an on-screen figure. But that'll be officially his final match. That is the way that I would go about it. That will still leave the final bloodline alive, and we can still have like the bloodline civil war and go from there.
Yeah, I think that would be beautiful, man. And I think that Roman Reigns in his final years, because I feel like Roman is going to retire a lot sooner than people think. I think he's probably done. I think he did say that he's got three more manias or maybe two more manias. So I think 2027 and the one in Saudi, I think that's probably going to be his final mania, at least for a little while, or maybe
Yeah,
2028. But it's just the way that he retires. I wonder how they're going to use John Cena's retirement tour and the disaster that it was, the failure that it was. How
it
are they going to
was.
look at that and be like, okay, how should we retire AJ Styles? How should we retire Randy Orton? How are we going to retire CM Punk? How are we going to retire Roman Reigns? Because you have to have these things thought of because they're going to come sooner than you think. AJ's retiring in a few months, and Lesnar is retiring in what, August? So that's 8 months, and then Punk's probably done in what, 2 years? Orton's done in a year or two as well. You got to get it right, man. And Cena should what the disaster that just happened with Cena should open their eyes. Like, yo, this is how we actually are going to have these people retire, and it's going to be epic and awesome and great.
Yeah, yeah. I like the thing is this for me, bro. All the goodwill has been lost.
I agree. Yeah, it's completely gone. Triple H getting booed was the biggest indicator, bro. All the goodwill they had at the end of Mania 40 when people were cheering this clown, that is done. Done.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
goodwill is over. I think he's got to go. I think Triple H is gone after this next Mania. I don't think he makes it to next year or to
No, he
2027.
does. He does, bro. Like, bro, look, he is Vince's son-in-law.
Hmm.
He married his daughter. He's the head of creative. The WWE. The only thing that kind of gives me a little bit of hope is that the WWE is now under TKO, which
Yeah.
means that he doesn't have the final decision. Maybe The Rock can influence the board to replace Triple H or something like that. But even then, it's going to be pretty hard. But I think there's more hope than ever before to kind of see a change of regime, especially for the chief
Yes.
content creator, whatever officer role.
Yes. They need to move Triple H into a role where he can actually like conversate with the wrestlers, because apparently he's good in terms of like, you know, the communications with the wrestlers backstage and stuff like that. That's great. Move him into a backstage personnel communications guy. That way he can do what he's doing now and barely show up and have no creative influence. You know what I'm saying? He could, that would literally be the blend of
Yeah.
both worlds. And him and his wife can run their podcast. They can do whatever they want, and they can have a phenomenal time wherever they're taking their vacation while the show's happening, and have someone else come in and book the shows. They have to do it, bro. We can't.
I
We
agree.
like I said, we cannot last another 2 or 3 ways or a year. Sorry,
Yeah.
with this current booking regime. It's not going to last, especially when you're
Yeah.
building no Roman Reigns or Cena level stars in the meantime. It's over. You can't make it another 2 or 3 years with this, and it's not happening. No.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we have like I also want to talk about like two more things. Like one of them is like obviously CM Punk. We kind of left that off the table, right? Like him turning heel. So
Yeah.
I want to like talk about this in particular.
Hmm.
Today's WWE genuinely is lacking of proper heels. CM
Agreed.
Punk has always been a very convincing heel. Even when he turned heel on The Rock at Raw 2000, I was bummed out. I was like, I didn't want to see CM Punk, like be a villain. I always believed, even though that I liked him, finally beating Cena and like he was over, he was red hot, he was white hot, right?
Right.
And we all loved him. I just knew finally at some stage he has to turn heel, and he will carry that heel run into infinity because he can be that dislikable. I
Exactly.
mean, give CM Punk a microphone, he will be ranting about whatever the hell for
Yep.
1 week straight. You know what I'm saying? That is how good he is as a heel. So
Agreed.
right now, I think you and I can both agree. Ever since he came back to the WWE, it has been lackluster.
Yeah.
He
He's gone
beats.
soft.
Yeah, he's gone soft. He beat Jey Uso for the title, right? Which is stupid to say. He beat Jey Uso for the title, whatever, right?
Sad.
He gets on the mic and then he says, "Finally, after 2 years of being back, I'm finally the world champion." So that already is a red flag. Why did it take you 2 years to win gold? You are CM Punk. Shouldn't you be mad that you haven't won the gold yet in 2 years? Shouldn't you be pissed off? Shouldn't you be like the voice of the voiceless? Shouldn't he be the guy who will be at Triple H's throat? That's the way that I would turn him heel. That should be the seed. And the way
Ooh.
I would like genuinely turn him heel is by mixing kayfabe, right? Like WWE
Yep.
Unreal, how it's like supposed to be
Oh, yeah.
like a shoot, right? We're gonna play us, right? Nothing is a shoot, nothing is real. So we're gonna start, planting seeds for like backstage friction between Triple H and CM Punk.
Yes.
We only get to see WWE Unreal 6 months later, so they can plant the seeds right today. And there are going to be rumors going around. Triple H and CM Punk were yelling at each other backstage. It's going to be a work. We won't know this, and neither will we on WWE Unreal, but we will believe it, right? And they will plant the seeds with that, and that will allow Triple H to be an on-screen character again, to be a heel, and then like it's going to come down to a point where it's going to be like, you know what, Triple H, I've always disliked you. You've always held me back, and
Ooh.
I'm back after 2 years, and I realize that, look, I can't do it on my own after 2 years, but Triple H, I want to sell my soul to you. Please push me to the moon.
Wow. That'd be big.
He's gonna sell
That's
out,
big.
right? He's gonna sell out because we would want him to go at Triple H for being a freaking douchebag and just a terrible booker. That's what we would want. Just like how I didn't want him to turn heel at Raw 2000 and attack The Rock, right? He's gonna do it again, and people are gonna be mad. Why would you do that? Because that's not what we want to see. But that is the seed of actually being a proper heel. What do you think about that?
I think that story is amazing, bro. As soon as you mentioned Unreal, I was like, yo, that's actually that's phenomenal. I will say, one of the biggest things, bro, about CM Punk potentially turning heel is this. We have to find a way to have CM Punk turn heel, like you said, in a way that blends the kayfabe with the non-kayfabe. Because now kayfabe is basically non-existent, right? So you have to blur it in with segments and social media posts and TV shows and all that other stuff because there's no other way to do it anymore. I think that Triple H, bro, should be seen as like kind of in the right in this scenario. So him and Punk are having an argument, and it looks like Punk is like coming at him, right? More less than it looks like Triple H is coming at Punk. And then CM Punk like is pissed off at Triple H. He's upset at him. He says he's a corporate shill, and he also makes fun of dude in a promo segment. Can you imagine if CM Punk made fun of Triple H for getting booed at Cena's final match? That would be something that CM Punk could do, bro,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
would
yeah,
make
yeah.
so many headlines. So he does
Yeah.
that, and then Triple H says, you know what I'm saying? I can't stand you. This is why we fired you in the first place. You know, yada yada yada. We might fire your wife too. That would be a good
Yeah.
line from him. And then he suspends CM Punk for 2 weeks. CM Punk comes back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks at a PLE, bro, and sides with The Rock, who is the final boss of TKO, bro. And
I
in
like
the
that. Yeah,
storyline and
yeah.
out of storyline, CM Punk conspires to get The Rock to fire Triple H, bro. And then that's when Triple H has to get
Ooh.
he's fired in kayfabe. Obviously, he still is going to be with the company, but he's fired in
Yeah, yeah.
kayfabe, and so Triple H has to get a champion or somebody to side with him against Punk and The Rock, bro. And now you have a
New age
team of
kayfabe.
heels, heel boss and a face boss versus a heel champ and a face guy
Oh
who's just trying to
man,
get
that's
elevated,
much
bro.
better. That's much better. And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we can carry that on onto like whatever, right? You know, like however long it's gonna take. And
yep,
then it's gonna end maybe like CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. They're gonna have a match at Mania, whatever, like with the backing or whatever, right? And
right.
that's gonna end. And we're gonna get to a point where Triple H is like completely defeated or whatever. Or, you know, we're gonna get to a point where he's almost down and out and completely beaten like a dog. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when like, you know, CM Punk sides with him and he revives this fucking evil bastard, right?
Oh,
Because
yes,
like
sir.
because the problem is this, right? In today's heel world,
Mm-hmm.
you just can't be a bad guy for the sake of being a bad guy, right? Like
Yep.
as much as I hate Cena, like Cena being a heel, him saying you're not getting a new, you know, attire, you're not getting new music, you're not getting a new look, you're not getting a new move set.
Yeah.
As much as I really hated that, I acknowledge the fact that that was what made me hate him for it. And that was
Yes.
genuine hate. Like I don't hate him the way that you would hate a WWE heel. Like, oh, like I don't really hate Gunther. Like, oh my god, he just plays like a bad guy character. If you kind of like take away the candy from the fans, they will hate you for it, right? And if
Yep.
we can get CM Punk to the point where he's so beloved and he's so over, and he does the complete opposite, because the best believe the guy is pushing 50, sooner
Mm-hmm.
or later he has to make that turn to be a heel to kind of like revive his final years. He has
Yep.
to make it for the sake of his longevity. And when he does, we don't want to see it happen. And that is why it has to be like the turning point of him becoming a heel. That has to happen, in my opinion.
Plus, dude, not only does it have to happen, but on top of that, they could do a storyline, bro. Because you know, The Rock, if you pay him enough, he will show up for a Mania season. We saw it in Mania 40. If he's free and not shooting a movie and you do pay him enough, he will show up and help you build the show. I think they should do this along with CM Punk and The Rock being heels. They need to do a storyline where The Rock is hijacking Raw and SmackDown, bro, like multiple times leading up to Mania. So think about this. Triple H shows up, and whoever the face, like, let's just pick a face that he can. Dude, this is how Triple H can win back the public. If the guy that he teams with to go against heel Punk and heel Rock is LA Knight, bro. Him and LA Knight
Ooh,
after
redemption
all,
arc.
dude, we're cooking, bro. We're cooking. After everything that's happened, non-storyline and in storyline with LA Knight and the hatred with Triple H. Triple H, the only person he can turn to is LA Knight. And so he's walking
Yeah.
with LA Knight. They're leaving the car and they're walking into the building, bro. And Triple H is walking to Gorilla. And you just see a big back, bro. The Rock is just standing there, and everyone in Gorilla is like
Ooh.
knocked out. Their heads are like laying on the desk. They're like beat down,
Ooh.
bro. And The Rock sends security to escort Triple H and LA Knight out of the arena, dude. And The Rock brings in his team of writers to make the Raw. So you just have random stuff happening. Like people will go out, and the Samoans that The Rock is working with just destroy them in the ring. Like Gunther goes out to fight, like, I don't know, what's an example? Carmelo Hayes. And halfway through
Yeah.
the match, the Samoans just take over and beat the crap out of him, bro. And Solo just destroys everybody with Jacob Fatu and all those dudes. It would be great. And even then, the only person that they can help, like if they have Punk versus Knight in like a no holds barred or whatever, you could have the person who turns the tide and beats up The Rock be Roman Reigns, which then would set up Roman versus Rock to finally happen and
Yeah.
be The Rock's final match. There's
I
so
love
many,
it.
bro. What we just cooked in 30 minutes is better than anything WWE has cooked since Mania 40.
I
Just like
know.
that, bro. Just
And
like
it
that.
and it really is almost like this vicious cycle, which is the only reason why it keeps you and me around. Like obviously it keeps you and me around because we make videos on it and it makes it bearable to watch it. But for people who don't make videos or whatever, right? Just like the normal viewers, right? The only reason why we stick around is for this hope of being turned into a reality. That's
Yeah,
it. We don't tune for the reality, which is actually the show that we see on a week to week basis. That is a joke. That is a flop. We
right.
tune in with the hope of something spectacular happening, which obviously it hasn't since.
It hasn't. That storyline, it would be perfect because you would be elevated. LA Knight, if LA Knight in Triple Fraud teamed up against a heel Punk and heel Rock, who are the corrupt bosses, bro. CM Punk had officially become like corrupt, you know what I'm saying, by the business. It would be a full completed arc, bro, of his whole journey the last 10 years. Him finally becoming corporate and admitting it, bro, and becoming, corrupt by it. It would
Yeah.
make LA Knight the even bigger face than he was like in the prime of 2023, 2024, bro. He would
Yeah.
be massive heading into Mania.
Yeah.
And with Hunter
Because
Hurst Helmsley winning back the public, bro, be great.
Yeah, because all he has to do, right, is LA Knight has to approach CM Punk and he's got to say, "Look, CM Punk, weren't you the same guy that was chewing out the WWE when you were gone? Weren't you
Hmm.
chewing out Vince and obviously his doofus son-in-law Triple H? How
Yep.
come when you were back, you were immediately crying and kissing him and making up, and now you're buddy buddy with him? Also, it seems to be slipping my mind, but didn't you all also say that?" The night one main event is a buy one get one free. So you
Makes no
were the
sense.
main events of the buy one get one free WrestleMania. So in reality, Punk, have you come back and realized your dreams in the WWE, or have you been smoking what Triple H has been lighting up? Have you been
Dude.
smoking his lies? And then, CM Punk is gonna get red because then Island Knight has to say, "You didn't win the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes is the man. You didn't main event
Ooh.
night two. Cody Rhodes is the man." So
Ooh.
how come you, CM Punk, the voice of the voiceless, can still go backstage in Gorilla and hug up on Triple H and just eat up his bullshit? And then that is gonna make like CM Punk make that switch in his mind, and that is gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't stand Triple H," and then he's gonna go heel. LA Knight is obviously gonna be face, yada yada yada. Boom.
Right.
That's the way that we're gonna build that up.
Bro, we are cooking so good. And you know what sucks is like you mentioned, we're never gonna get this, bro. We're never gonna get this.
Never gonna get
It's
it.
so sad. And that storyline alone, bro, because let's be honest, Mania 40 was a great show. Both nights, night one was good, night two was great. However,
Obviously, yeah.
right? The biggest things about it were the main event storylines. That's what you need to anchor a Mania. You got to have one or two just epic main event level storylines, and the rest of the show can just be like B tier. But as long as the main events are S tier, the show's going to be remembered as incredible. And if
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
have these storylines, you have the corruption of the bosses, and then Cody's storyline can be with heel Orton, or you can even, if you want to throw something together, just have him and Roman run it back if you want. You have that way. You have two massive storylines heading into Mania, and honestly, you could put Roman's career on the line, bro, versus Cody. And honestly, we wouldn't know whether he's going to win or not because he's part time, right? So no one would expect him to
Yeah.
win. On top of that, he said he's going to be done in the next few years, so no people would not be surprised if he lost. And on top of that, him putting his career on the line would actually add stakes, bro. So
It would.
there, Mania 42, if they take our advice, just the 15 minutes we just gave, if they just take that alone, they're probably going to have a great Mania next year in Vegas. Most likely, it'll be really good.
I That's what I would hope, but at the same time, that's the same hope we had going into WrestleMania 41. We had
Exactly.
The
It
Rock
failed.
there.
Yep.
We had Sell Your Soul. We had this. We had Roman and Seth Rollins going at it because of the Rumble, because obviously Seth Rollins attacked him after the Rumble, right? So we
Mhm.
had a lot of things going, and it wasn't like, oh my god, this is actually Mania season up until Cena turned heel. And that was what,
Literally.
6 7 weeks, 6 7 type shit. Like leading into like WrestleMania. Like, come on, like what are we gonna have today? Because The Rock is not here, Cena's not here, Roman barely is here. Cody is like obviously in his own little world. Like, what are we gonna do here?
Dude, and you know what? With that story too, with LA Knight and Triple H and stuff like that, you could kind of have an authority storyline where the Rock's team is the authority for War Games next year, and you have Rock's team basically being Punkinator, Solo, Jacob Fatu if you want, Tala Tonga, and like someone else, right? You can
Yeah.
have somebody else be there. You can put Gunter in there if you want to, because Gunter would fit like a corrupt corporate narrative. I feel like he could play that role solid. And then you have that be the heel team. And then the face team for War Games would be obviously Romano, Los Angeles, Maybe I mean, you probably just gonna have to throw the Usos and Sami Zayn. I mean, it's the same Bloodlines match every year, at the War Games. So you
It
just do
is. It
Roman,
is.
Knight,
It
the
is.
Usos, and then probably Cody, or not
Okay.
Cody, whoever you want,
Yeah, I
whatever
agree.
the face fits the boat. Who cares?
I agree. Yeah, it's just a sad state, bro. And there's another thing that we can talk about, right?
Hmm.
Looking at today's WWE, clearly
Yes,
with
sir.
Cena retiring recently,
Hmm.
we have to look into the future and say this is going to be the next big star.
Hmm.
Obviously, Austin Theory came back. He beat Cena at WrestleMania. He didn't get that rub. Obviously, Gunther defeated John Cena in the middle of that yang. And but he is 38 years old. And now we were just thinking about this as well. Who can be Cody Rhodes' opponent at WrestleMania 42 if it's not Roman, or if it's not this, or if it's not that? And we sit here thinking to ourselves, who could it be? And then we came to the realization nobody over the age of 40 can do it, which made me think of one thing. The WWE has a genuine elderly problem, bro.
They
We
do.
are
They do.
this is the WWE, the slowest it's ever been in terms of like week to week bookings, because back in the day they used to have 2 or 3 house shows and then they would have Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. But
Facts.
today the guys on SmackDown or Raw only have to show up once.
Yeah,
They
that's
only
it.
have to show up once a
Once
week,
every other week. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's facts. It's sad.
right?
And the reason why they have an elderly problem as well is even if you watch the Raws and SmackDowns, like I'll take last night, perfect example, okay? And if everybody on the card last night, okay, Raquel Rodriguez, I think, is in her mid to late 30s, so that's that, okay? AJ Styles was on the card with Gunther, what I'm saying? They're chatting or whatever. He's what, 50? Gunther is 38. And you have New
38.
Day, the New Day, Kofi Kingston's 45 or 44. Xavier Woods is nearly
Mhm.
40. The Usos are both 40. Then you also have another match, Rey Mysterio. He's in his 50s, fighting a part-timer in Logan Paul, which I'm going to say something about Logan Paul a little bit later. I actually want to bring that up right after I answer this, actually, because
Okay.
I just thought about something with Logan Paul that I think I have a good idea for Logano. But after that takes place, you have everyone on the roster is old. Every single match you get week to week is just a bunch of old people
Old.
fighting. Look at the Cena
Old.
tournament. 13 of the 16 competitors are either 40 or 45 or 50. Simple
Yeah.
as that. They're
Yeah.
all old, bro. We have no people who are below the age of 40 who can consistently tell stories, draw crowds, draw viewership, put butts in seats, sell merchandise, put on good matches, and cut promos. We don't have anybody under 40 who can do those things consistently. Not one person, bro. And that's bad because we have people under 40 that exist on the roster, but they're not able to do those things. And that's not good. That is not good.
And is that like a clear sign of the way WWE books, or is it like also them being not that guy, right?
I will,
Because
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
despite there clearly being an elderly issue, it is
Mhm.
also the reality that the elderly people, I just hate to say this, they're just 40 years old, they're not even that old, but like
Right.
aside from them, everybody else on the roster is fat. They don't have the WWE superstar appeal. LA Knight has a great physique. Does Dominic Mysterio? No.
No.
Randy Orton has a great physique.
Yep.
Does Otis?
Otis, bruh.
Yeah?
Absolutely not. No,
No.
definitely not for Otis, for sure.
Who else has a great physique? John Cena has an amazing physique. Does Solo Sikoa?
No.
Who else?
But I will say, even though people like Gunther and Dominic and Solo are
Oh.
not in the best of shape, they can at least get in good shape. Okay, it's possible for it to happen. They can do it. And even without it, if they could tell stories and if they could cut promos and if they could wrestle good consistently, we would not care about what their appearance looks like. I don't, because that's the thing. I think that Dominic Mysterio, there is a certain look you have to be a megastar. I mean, it just goes without saying. It is what it is, guys. You have to look. Stone Cold Steve Austin was in amazing shape. The Rock is 6'3", 6'4", whatever. He's in amazing shape. Roman Reigns is 6'3", he's jacked and shredded. John Cena's like 6'1" or whatever, he's jacked and shredded. The list goes on and on. You get the point. In order for most people who are going to define a generation of wrestling, have a certain look and appeal to them that you just have to have. Dominic Mysterio doesn't have that. Gunther doesn't have that. Austin Theory does have that. He does have it. But the thing is you need more than just looks. You know what I mean? So it's just it's a lot of
You
things that
need
go into
more.
it.
Look, you definitely need more than looks when
But
you
the looks are
have
the
the
minimum.
looks.
Yeah.
When you have the looks, right? That is the minimum. That is what gets your foot through the door.
Yep.
And look, like I said, for example, Gunther, he can pass by. Why? Because Gunther is like pretty tall, pretty
Hmm.
lanky. He's got that like Neanderthal skull, so like he clearly doesn't look like a cute model. He looks like he can tear your freaking mouth open. But right.
Yeah.
But recently there has been another guy that made some good moves on the main roster.
Hmm.
But he's also a fat bastard. Big back, Bronson Reed. He beat Roman
Bronson
Reigns.
Reed. He did beat. I forgot that even, bro.
He beat
Wow.
Roman Reigns. He beat Roman Reigns,
Wow.
but he's fat. Could you imagine if he was 6'5", handsome, blue eyes, perfect teeth, perfect back, perfect neck, perfect whatever, right? And he beats Roman? Wow, they're gonna say this guy is like this
He'd be
guy is a
next.
new, yeah, he's like a
Yep.
new improved Roman Reigns. He'll be like Ivan Drago. He's like this guy's made in a lab, but he's
Dude,
not.
if Gunter was actually shredded, bro, and could cut promos, he would probably, the mega push that he was getting, it would make sense. He would be the perfect Ivan Drago-esque character if
Yeah,
he the same, because he's
yeah,
got great
yeah, yep, yep,
size,
yep,
he's a
yep, yep,
strong
yep.
guy. All those things work if he cuts promos and is presented as an actual heel beast. But unfortunately, when you're tapping out to a tag team wrestler, you know what I'm
It
saying?
ruins it.
Everything, all your mystique is basically done. It's as simple as that.
And
It's
and
sad.
even Jay Uso is not in shape.
Yeah, he's not in great shape anymore.
Even Penta is not in shape.
Penta's
Even
old too, bro. I feel like isn't
yeah,
Penta like
Penta's
40?
yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
you know what? That's another thing you just
Oscar's
said.
44.
Yeah, that's a great point you just mentioned, because the reason why a lot of these wrestlers are not in great shape is because their bodies can't maintain that physical shape anymore because they're in their 40s and 50s. I'm surprised that AJ Styles looks the way that he does. Randy Orton is a physical specimen. He's like a blend of Batista and like himself. Like
Yeah,
their
he looks
bodies have like
amazing.
morphed into one. Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
incredible. Logan Paul, I'd say, probably has the best physique right now besides
I,
Roman
I
and
hate to
Drew.
say that. I hate to say that too
I
because I
know,
agree.
right?
And it's like
It's
it really annoys me, bro, that like this guy is what we would have to call a good heel. I will never look at him with the lens of this guy's an actual wrestler. I would never want to see him in my WWE games. I would never want to see
facts.
him as the main event of WrestleMania. Not because I don't respect him. I have great respect for Logan Paul. I
I
wish to
got
be like him
respect
as
for
a
him,
YouTube.
huh?
I love him. I
Yeah,
want to be just
yeah, I love
like him. I love him as well. You know what I'm saying?
him.
I want to be just like him. Like who? Like you and I. We're YouTubers, right? Wouldn't we want to be just like him and be in the WWE today?
I wouldn't want to be in the WWE as a performer, but I would like to. Yeah, like the YouTube size of the platform, all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty sick.
So
It's
there's
admirable. Yeah.
obviously great respect for that in that regard, but I can't look at him as a wrestler, and that is my
Mhm.
biggest pet peeve. And him being compared to the like to the majority of the roster, and him being actually the only guy that looks like a star really bothers me because I can't blame Logan Paul for looking like a proper wrestler, wrestling like a wrestler, looking like a
Yeah.
wrestler, talking like a wrestler, promoting himself like a wrestler. While we have Kevin Owens over here walking in Disneyland with, like freaking Mickey Mouse ears on with a freaking fat belly and a hot dog in his hand. And now we got to act like this guy's a former two-time world heavyweight universal champion. And people had the audacity to flip out when Bill Goldberg squashed him in 10 seconds, which he was always going to do prime for prime, whether or not, what I'm saying? Come on, man. This
Yeah.
guy's a joke. People are surprised he got squashed. Come on. Wake up.
Kevin Owens, and that, you know what you're saying, people aren't gonna like to hear it, but part of it is it's reality, guys. I mean, like for example, I think Kevin Owens and Samantha Zayn, I should say, both of them who are like they have good talents. They can cut promos. They obviously can put on a banger. You know what I'm saying? So that's step one. They can definitely put on a banger, and that's great for them. But the difference is that they just don't have that look to be the main star. If Sami Zayn looked like Austin Theory, like for example, if you put Sami Zayn's skills, promo and storytelling skills into Austin Theory would be probably close to being the next megastar of the company. It's as simple as that. You have to have the look in the ability. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have the abilities, of course, to be like really good mid carders, and they're pretty solid wrestlers, of course. But they just don't have that look, man, and that's why they have the great talents, but they're never going to be those superstars that you need them to be. That's why
Yeah.
all Sami Zayn can do is win mid card belts.
Yeah.
Every year, his breakthrough is winning a mid card belt.
Yeah. And and that is like the state that we find ourselves in post Cena retirement. What
Yeah.
did Cena say? I want to dedicate the show for the future, right? I want to see the future come up. I want to see the people on NXT come up. And it's like, okay, we look at NXT, and the only thing we have is Obafemi. I like Obafemi, right? But who else? Who else? Like Ricky Saints. He's like 5'9", bro. I could knock him out with one right hand today, right?
Ricky
Today.
Saints small. Yeah, he's
You know what I'm saying?
bro. Ricky Saints is also just like I watched him wrestle Obama Femi like 2 weeks ago on whatever NXT show that
Obafemi.
was, and I checked it out. It was a mid match. I'm be honest. Like I wasn't impressed by it. Ricky Saints, I've seen 3 or 4 of his matches now. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna cut it. I'm sorry. That's not someone who you look at and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
that's the next megastar. It's not happening, bro.
And like who else? Who else is there on like NXT? To me, it feels like despite the WWE knowing that there is a crisis, right? It genuinely is an elderly crisis. They have to depend on stars from 20 years ago, right? They have to depend on Cena, Orton, Brock, who else? Punk, right? 4.
Yep.
Literally from 20 years
Cody.
ago. Cody as well. Literally Cody as well. And now we look around. Who are they matched up against? Not the future.
No, they're matched up against each
Gunther was
other.
not the future. Gunther was not the future. Cody was not the future, right?
Yeah, even Roman's
Cody
not
versus
the future.
Kevin Owens. Roman was not the future. Cody versus Kevin Owens was not the future. Cody versus AJ Styles, that was not the future. At what stage can we get to some new, fresh talent? And for better or worse, you probably know how I feel about the female division, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But for better or worse in that division, I cannot say that the female division does not move at a healthy pace. It definitely does.
They do.
They
Yeah,
have
they do.
Roxanne Perez coming in. They have, like the Kabuki Warriors, Io, Rhea, Lash Legend, Jade Cargill, Belair, Tiffany Stratton. Fresh, new, young talents, names coming in and out, new champions being crowned, losing.
Indeed.
It is very continuous. But then you look at the main roster on the men's side of things, we literally have to pretend this freaking a-hole Gunther is a freaking future just because he beat John Cena.
Makes
What
no sense.
future? What future? Please tell me, bro.
I genuinely don't understand it, bro. And you know what's crazy? The women's division, I'll give them this. Their future outlook is 5 times better than the men's future outlook. By it's not even close. Rhea Ripley, I always forget that she's actually like 28, I think, or like 27 or something like that. And she's already the biggest women's wrestling star in the industry. And the crazy thing is that Triple H is so bad at his job that he's done nothing to make her even bigger or make her even better. And that's sad. You have Io Sky, who's young. Bianca Belair, I think, is in her early 30s. What's it called? Alexa Bliss is still in her mid 30s. Crazy to say that because it feels like she's been around forever, but she's only in her
she's
30s.
33.
Yeah, Lash Legend is young. You have Jada Parker. You have Sol Ruka, who's very entertaining. The Sol Ruka match I saw live with Bailey. The match wasn't great, but it was a solid match, and she was really good in it. Kalani Jordan. You have so many.
Maxine Dupree, Lola Vice,
bro.
Like it's
Maxine
so
Dupree,
stacked.
bro. No, thank you, bro. No, thank you.
You don't mess with Kevin Von Erich?
No.
Carrie Von Erich or like whoever
I
she
never
looks
thought
like.
about that because of the hair.
Bro, she looks just like
no.
Carrie Von Erich, bro, literally. But look, like I said, despite for better or worse, some talent is better than the other. Live Valkyria. Look, like I said, you know how I feel about the female division. I don't watch that shit. It's fucking trash, right? I don't watch that
bad.
shit. Like,
it's terrible.
Right?
Yep.
I have to endure it. But I also realize, like I said, for better or worse, they move at a better pace than the men's.
Agreed.
What is the equivalent of the Sol Ruka for the men?
I guess Carmelo Hayes probably, or Javon Evans probably. Javon Evans.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. Because the thing is about Javon is all he can do is wrestle.
Yeah, like Javon is the type of guy that you would have to be like booking for the spectacle of the event, not necessarily for the storyline.
He's basically like a guy that like when you're making the United States Championship 6-pack ladder match for SummerSlam, he's the guy that always has to be involved in those matches because of his abilities.
That's true.
He's basically a Black Andrade, bro.
I don't think Andrade was that good.
Yeah, honestly, Andrade's not even as good as Javon Evans. That's Javon, because dude, Javon Evans hasn't even reached his peak yet, bro. He's like 21. He's like a year older than me. We're like in the same age range, and this dude literally is already an elite in-ring performer or a great in-ring performer. So he's
Oh,
got like 5 years before he really reaches his prime, and he's
or
already this good.
15 or
Yeah.
15 like Mark Henry said, 15 years and he's gonna be the best. Like 15 years, I ain't got that much time to wait, brother. I think he's gonna make it happen now.
I'm gonna have dang on grandchildren, and Mark Henry's gonna be telling me about Javon Evans putting on bangers, bro. I ain't got time for that, dog. That's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, bro. So clearly, bro, you look at the men's side of things, it's just completely garbage. Even people who are mid-carders, like what's his name? Damn, I forgot. Lola Vice's boyfriend.
Oh, Damian Priest.
Damn, that's crazy. I gotta call him by that, bro. Not former world heavyweight champion Damian Priest. Lola Vice's boyfriend.
That's sad. Yeah. This is a guy who was a year ago was world champion, and now we're referring to him as someone's boyfriend, bro.
It is, bro. Like him, LA Knight, Cena, Orton, Cody, Roman, Seth, even Gunther's almost 40. Everybody is 40, bro, and the future is really. CM Punk is about to retire. He's 47. You know what I'm saying? Rock is 54. The time is ticking, bro, right? 20 years ago, we had, the pack of OVW. Cena came out of there. Randy came out of there. Brock Lesnar came out of there. You know what I'm saying? We had future main eventers being created 20 years ago. And who is it today? First of all, we don't have enough WWE.
No, we don't.
We don't have enough WWE. Monday Night Raw sucks. SmackDown sucks. There's literally nothing happening. How can we build up to the future? And if that, the people at the top barely wrestle as it is. So what position can we create for the Young Bucks to come in and take over the future? How can that even happen?
I think what you're going to have to do, while you have Cody, Seth, Romano, and Lesnar here, I think it's going to be very important this next year, like 2026. I think Austin Theory, by the time, because what's going to happen, I think his face turn is going to line up with the way his hair grows, to be honest with you. I think it'll be pretty obvious when he's going to turn face, because once he gets that hair back and he gets that little like Superman curl right in front of his head, I think that's when he'll finally turn face, because he'll literally look like Superman with a beard. That's literally what he's going to look like. And then you'll have that. And I think you're not going to like this, bro, but Logan Paul. Oh, we have to look at this. Just hear me out on this. This is my idea with Logan Paul. He gets views. He is charismatic. He's extremely athletic. He's in phenomenal shape. He's a good-looking dude, and he's young. That's the biggest thing, is he is young and he's talented. Logan Paul, eventually, they need to build to his face turn. They need to start doing that as soon as next week. They need to start building to his face turn, because what needs to happen is they need to either make sure that Lesnar continues to be a mega heel, or Braun becomes a mega heel, or even Punk becomes a mega heel. Whoever is a mega heel and is a world champion, they're going to need to be built so bad that you hate them so bad that Logan Paul, bro, is able to turn into a massive baby face off of beating that heel. It has to happen, bro. It has to happen. If it's not him, it's got to be Theory. And if it's neither of them, then you got to pull a Obafemi or a Trick or a Mello, bro.
I guess if that is the way the WWE wants to do it, I'm just going to pretend like that particular segment with Logan Paul didn't happen. I'm just going to no-sell it. I'm not even going to watch it. If I go to WrestleMania, suddenly I'm going to have to go to the toilet when Logan Paul walks out. Suddenly, that's just the way. That's the only way I'm going to be able to cope with it, bro.
Hey, if CM Punk and The Rock do the heel faction thing where you have a heel boss and a heel wrestler, and Logan Paul gets over as the face, bro. Hey, listen, if he gets over,
keep him away from real wrestler storylines, bro.
I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, this is not a prediction, this is a spoiler.
Oh my God.
If Logan Paul gets over in a great face turn, he's winning a world title within a couple months of that face turn. I'm just letting you know right now. You're not going to like it. Well, you know what? When the time comes, you may end up liking Logan Paul. If he becomes a really likable face, bro, and he just, he just finds a way to captivate the audience and capture the audience, it's going to happen. Because I said, who are you going to pick? Who are you going to pick, bro? You know that nobody black is gonna get pushed.
I
So we know nobody black is getting pushed. So that I
I
mean, you don't have an option, bro. We got to go with Fury or
bro,
Logan.
I would rather watch El Grande Americano versus Rayo Americano for the title than Logan Paul being involved in the main event, bro. I swear to God.
And also Montez Ford. That's a great shout. Montez Ford has everything, literally
Montez
everything you need,
Ford.
and he's not even being utilized. He's in catering. He's a catering captain.
I don't know how to feel about Montez Ford, bro. It's just like there's nothing that really makes me feel moved when I see a particularly athletic wrestler. Like, so what? You can
True.
jump 20 feet in the air for a frog splash. Like Javon does it. Logan Paul does it. This guy does it. That guy does it. What? She does it. What? He does it. What? I do it. What? CJX does it. What? And we all do it while opening a can of whoop ass on your candy ass.
What? You know what I'm saying? Stone Cold's such a beast, bro. I love Stone Cold.
Right? That's the way I feel about it. So there has to be something changing from Montez Ford or what's his name? Carmelo Hayes. Like there has to be a big time gimmick change. I don't know. Like, I feel like Carmelo Hayes, Javon Evans, Montez Ford, they kind of shared the same almost like blueprint to be a WWE wrestler. Like, oh yeah, look, I can do flippy stuff. I can do like I don't know. Look, at least Oba is different.
Well, you know, that's part of the thing is that Triple H, you know, the Triple K allegations, he every single wrestler is literally just grouped in the same thing. If you are not, like, for example, all of the Asian wrestlers go out there, all they do is yell. That's it. That's all Triple H has them do is yell. All the black wrestlers have some random name that, like, you know, fits stereotypes like Carmelo or Trick or Javon. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just
and their real name is like Kenny, Michael, like, you know what I'm saying? Isaac, like
his real name could literally be like Jackson. And then in the actual show, his name's gonna be Carmelo, right? You have well, what was the dude's name? Montez, bro. I didn't even know what Montez Ford's real name is. I think it's Kenneth, actually. I think it is Kenny. I think his name is like Kenny or something like that.
Yeah, Kenneth. Yeah, I think his actual name is Kenneth. Yeah.
Yeah, Montez Ford's name is literally Kenneth, and this dude's name in WWE is Montez, bro. Like it doesn't get any worse than this, man. We just have to start looking at it. But eventually, hopefully, they will, you know, they will be able to, you know, get past this, and maybe we can actually build some stars. I'm really interested to see the next few weeks. I mean, not because the shows are going to be good; they're going to suck. But I'm interested to see how they're going to build stars and what they're going to do about this stuff. That's what I want to see.
If they
can do anything,
I would like to see it happen. I would like to see them try.
I would too. But they don't even, bro. They don't even give the basic efforts of trying to make things work. They literally just give you the same segment and hope for the best, and that's all you get.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a truth, bro.
Sad.
Do we got some super chats that we could address? I think
we do. Yes. I was just about to say. I was gonna say we should probably get to those because it's coming up on 2 hours, and there's like 36 of these. so we're gonna have to. I'm gonna get through, man. Here we go. All right, let's show the first one. First one is here from the powers that be. Thank you so much, the powers that be. I appreciate you. He says, bow down to the front. Appreciate you, the powers that be. We have Dejuan sends over a 5. I appreciate you, Dejuan. Thank you so much, bro. He says, do the Drew McIntyre imitation. I literally laugh every time. I think I did it earlier in the stream, so I won't do it again. Anyways, I can't stop thinking about Paul, and I can't stop thinking about Randy, and I can't stop thinking about Cody. But yeah, there you go. Okay, let's get on to the next one. We have our big dog, Mr. Slayer, bro. Mr. Slayer is goated, man. One of my biggest supporters. He sends over a 5. I appreciate you, Mr. Slayer. He says back-to-back streams. Now you get a back-to-back dono. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that, dog. Judah Ashanti sends over a 2. He says Austin Theory. I thought it was Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, or Sneeko.
Yeah, or Sneeko. Sneeko, Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, you know, a bunch of different comparisons. But Judah, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you, dog. Mr. Slayer sends over another 5. He says Austin Theory is the masked man, quote unquote. Anyways, moving on. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what it was. He came out, he was a masked man, and literally nobody cares now. So great point, Mr. Slayer. Thank you again for the dono and your continued support. Let's see here. We have Castile Allen with the big dog 20, bro. W's in the chat for Castile Allen, man. Sending over 20. Thank you so much. He says the ring jobber has always sucked and will continue to suck. Triple Fraud is pushing him, or what's called is pushing him, or not, whether or not we like it. I think he meant to say. He said, "Change my mind." I can't change your mind. Gunther's a jobber. What are your thoughts on that, Heel? You think Gunther's a
Um,
main eventer?
Gunther is the main eventer when the main eventers are sick.
That's facts,
All right,
bro.
that's
If
what it is.
everybody, if
B
every one of the
side.
top 8 dudes gets sick, he's then gonna main event.
Literally, bro.
All right, let's see here. Mr. Slayer with another big 10, bro. Mr. Slayer, thank you so much again. He sends over a 10. He says, no title is prestigious right now. Now, what's it called? No one who is holding the title is wrestling on TV. They just talk, brawl, and leave until PLEs. Dominic
Yeah,
is our
that's yeah,
IC champion, and he hasn't wrestled since War Games. Great point.
yeah,
Facts.
yeah, yeah.
Let's put this here.
That's okay. I don't mind it that much. He had a match with Cena.
Yeah, I hope he wrestles next week or something, but right now he's doing a whole lot of nothing. Okay. ABCD, yeah. Sends over it too. That's a funny name. ABCD, thank you so much. He says, and now WWE is going to collaborate with Drake. Yes, I did see that. Did you see that?
With Drake?
Yeah, there's like some OVO or like some type of like belt collab they're doing with Drake, similar to what they did with Travis Scott.
Yeah, I saw some new merch it was like 3 WWE logos. Is that it? Like it was like WWE.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen it. Yeah, it's pretty expensive, like $100 for a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm not buying that stuff, but I hope that people enjoy it. Whoever buys it, good for you guys. Okay, Mr. Slayer sends over another 5. Thank you so much, Mr. Slayer, coming in hot. He says, I thought the boos would be a little bit louder than this. He's quoting Triple H from the post show from a few days ago.
I know.
What a joke. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Triple H saying that to the crowd, bro?
Honestly,
you think it was egotistical?
No, honestly, he was. I think he was genuinely surprised that he even got booed, and he just tried to play it off. To me, the way I thought that he was gonna come out was like, oh yeah, the people love me, and he was probably shocked that they were booing him. That's the way I felt about it, or like, that's the way it came across to me.
Facts. Mr. Nobody sends over a 2. I appreciate you, Mr. Nobody. Thank you so much. He says last night they hid the real audio and reaction clips. I'm assuming he means during the Cena video package. They edited it out in the video package that they showed at the opening of Raw.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, they have to do it because he's the boss. They got to protect him, but still, come on.
I know.
All right, Mr. Slayer sends over another 5. Thank you so much. He says, I can't wait for Gunther to say he made Cena tap out for a month straight. Well, that's exactly what's probably going to happen.
No, that's being generous. Like to even think Gunther is going to show up anymore up until like Royal Rumble is pretty generous, right? Like he's not going to show up anymore.
Literally, I would be shocked if Gunther does anything of note besides maybe wrestling Otis or Tozawa once in the next couple weeks. Until Rumble, he maybe has 1 or 2 TV matches in the next 7 weeks, and that's being generous.
Yeah.
Okay. Thug Life sends over a 5. He says, what do you think of Mick Foley leaving WWE due to political reasons? Thug Life, thank you so much for the dono. I honestly just found out about what happened with Mick Foley, like I think this morning. I have to read what he actually said because I didn't read the statement. I just read the headline. So apparently Mick Foley left WWE because of their ties with Donald Trump. And then he just basically put out a statement. I didn't read the statement. So because I haven't read it and seen his full perspective, I can't say much about it. But I will say, he should want to leave WWE anyways because the company is in shambles.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
Honestly, I felt like he just woke up one day and be like, oh my God, what can I complain about today? Like, first of all, they have been doing it for a quick minute now, right? Like they have always had ties with the WWE, and now he wants to become like aware of like his political beliefs. It's like, I don't know if I'm like somebody who is in favor of mixing their own personal beliefs with the workplace. I don't know. I would like to believe like the workplace should be something that is separate from your own personal life, especially when it's like people, coming into work. Obviously, Mick Foley, I mean, what's his job today? Anyways, you know what I mean? He doesn't have a job in WWE. He's a legend. He's cutting ties. So what? He's probably going to show up in AEW. And it's like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, be real, bro. Like, is it because of Trump or is it because you want to make more money, bro? Right?
Yeah, Mick Foley and Adam Copeland, bro. One last hardcore match in AEW. Book it. It's coming.
Wow. I've lost 20 pounds, Jack. All right, bro.
Thank you, though, Thug Life. I appreciate that. Aparbolus sends over a big time 10. Thank you so much, Aparbolus. I appreciate you. Let's see here. It says, let's not forget Drew. I can't stop thinking about Punk McIntyre running out at the fresh silk press white shirt to job out on Saturday. Triple K calling for these humiliation rituals left and right. That is completely true. What, dude? Seeing Drew McIntyre run out there just to get jobbed out by Obama and Cody was really bad. That was a sad, sad segment. Okay,
It didn't
let's
need to
see.
happen. Like he just could have rolled in, attacked Cody, helped the DQ, and just got out of there. But
Literally.
he had to stick around for Oba to push him with all. It's crazy.
It's crazy. But Parbolis, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, we have Diallo 96. Sorry, A Diallo sends over a 10. He says, I'd argue that if Orton versus Owens actually happened at Mania 41 this year with connecting the punt kick, his trajectory of becoming a heel would be much more probable. A wasted moment with that, to be honest. Diallo, I appreciate your dono. Thank you so much. And I will say part of it is because, they can't even, I wouldn't even consider it a wasted moment with Orton and KO because KO got injured. And you can't really prepare for things like that. So, maybe if KO can come back, they can have a feud or something, but it's unfortunate how he played out. Hopefully KO can wrestle again at some point. Let's see. Okay. Praise the Don sends over a 5. He says Cody should have never beaten Roman. Roman should still be the champion. Cody's the worst champion in history. Cody and Triple H ruined the WWE. Praise the Don. Thank you so much, bro.
They did. He's not even lying, bro. He's not even lying.
He's not wrong. No, he's spitting facts.
Yeah.
Roman, honestly, still being champ would have worked until I think Mania this year. I feel like at Mania this year, he should have dropped it to a face Cena, and then Cena's final match probably should have been at Mania this year, I think. Should have been what it is, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or you could have heel Cena fight Roman at Mania, but if they maybe lose, but you can't have heel Cena lose at Mania. They wouldn't do that, so it would make sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. God and Cigars sends over a 10. Thank you so much, God and Cigars. I appreciate you, bro. He says, anyone defending Cena tapping out because it creates buzz and discourse about the business, quote unquote, are willfully manipulated and like to be told what to think by companies. Hashtag bots, hashtag HHH effed up, hashtag new table fund. Oh, man. That is true. Everyone who's trying to make the excuses, I've seen people say, oh, it was poetic. It was beautiful. It was amazing. Stop. Just stop.
Literally, bro.
All right, let's see. Tom Brady 7 rings sends over a dono. He says Cena wins number 17. Punk was great. He's my favorite. Randy and AJ Styles. I'm assuming he's listing off people who are doing their retirement tours next after Cena. So yeah, definitely appreciate you, Tom Brady 7 rings, man. Thank you so much, man. And hopefully CM Punk can remain your favorite despite him basically being PG Punk now. Way G for life sends over a 10. He says, let's collab soon, C-Jax. Love the content, bro. Way G, thank you so much for your dono, man. And if you have a collaboration idea or something like that, bro, just hit me up and we can discuss it at some point down the line, man. All right.
We gotta talk about Collab Mania as well while we're at it.
Yeah, man. That's a good point, man. You want to break that down for us, bro?
So, chat. The Heels Advocate was trying to get Collab Mania to form by Survivor Series, but the Heels Advocate was not successful in assembling the Avengers, and I have to move Collab Mania. So Collab Mania basically is, me, C-Jax, Bobby Monsoon, BC Amplified, The Hater, Intern John, New Wrestling World Order, and whoever else might be in the in this niche of reviewing topical WWE. We're going to get them all into a panel, and we're going to go live together. I'm hoping maybe for WrestleMania. I don't know. Maybe if we can make Collab Mania happen at WrestleMania, that would be great in my opinion.
Yeah, it would be awesome. It's so tough to do collabs consistently now because there's everyone's schedule is different. And people have so much stuff going on, but we will get something going on soon for sure with that group of YouTubers. We will do something with them soon for sure. It's gonna be tons of fun, dude. Imagine the stream after Mania, bro, and Mania 42 is the worst thing ever. We're all 6 in there. That's gonna be a disaster, bro.
That would be a 24-hour rant stream, bro. Everybody would just keep on ranting, bro.
That stream after Mania may low key need to be 8 hours, bro. Just 8 hours. We just stream till night 2. Go from night 1, just stream all the way to night 2, bro.
Literally.
All right, let's see. Way G for life sends over a 5. Thank you so much, Wei G, again for the other donor, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot. He says, honestly, to me, the problem is that John Cena's retirement is connected to a bigger issue. Everything has become far too predictable. I see what you mean on that, honestly. John Cena, all of his matches at PLEs this year, I feel like were pretty much predictable. And quite
Mhm.
frankly, I mean, that's what took away from the specialness of them. And it just didn't work, man. So I agree with you for that, for sure. Let's see. George Alvarez sends over a big time 10, bro. W's for George Alvarez. Thank you so much. He says, I wanted the Nacho Libre spot for Cena with all the Make-A-Wish kids. As Cena is getting choked out, he sees all the kids in the front row cheering him and hulks up and wins. Wow.
Wow.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
have been
that's
so beautiful, bro.
that would have been a tearjerker right there.
That dude, if John Cena looked at the kids and then passed out, that would have been sad. That would have been very, very sad. Then Gunther
Yeah.
may have actually been able to be a mega heel, but yeah, Triple H has more heat than Gunther does because of how bad he booked it. He got booed louder than Gunther.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, Mr. Slayer sends over another big five. He says, what does this say here? Sorry. Vince tries to make new stars like Dolph Ziggler, Jeff Hardy, Randy, and Edge and Christian, but now we getting the same 40-year-olds. That is absolute facts. We talked about that for like 40 minutes. So yeah, I would completely
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're not even trying to make new stars now. So thank you, Mr. Slayer. Mr. Slayer sends over another five. He says the start of the year, he was getting cheered. Now he's getting booed out of the building. Talking about Triple H. Yep.
True.
It's facts. Mr. Slayer, I appreciate you, dog. Let's see. Is this the next one? Yeah, it is. Sirius Blackbeard sends over a five. Sirius Blackbeard, thank you so much. He says Mick Foley parted ways with WWE because of the company's relationship with the Trump administration. I love you. I respect you. I adore you. Thank you so much, Sirius Blackbeard. We already discussed this like 5 minutes ago, so I mean, thoughts are pretty much the same. It is what it is. I have to read his statement, but quite frankly, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely do not care. Let me know when the shows start getting booked well, and then I can worry about other stuff. Let's see. Mr. Slayer sends over another five. Mr. Slayer is loading it up today, man. Thank you so much, bro. He says, just bring the Authority feud back. They did it for 2 generations now. I'd be down with it coming back in the way that me and Heels Advocate discussed it. I think that would be peak. Okay. Let's see. Where's this next one? So the corporations in the Attitude Era with Shawn with Shawn and Vince McMahon. I love it. Basically, he's alluding to what we were talking about with CM Punk and The Rock versus Triple H and LA Knight. Basically, just that being the same thing as Shawn, with Shawn versus McMahon. I see what you mean, bro. Mr. Slayer, thank you again for the 5, bro. Appreciate you, dog. Let's see. Next one. Castile Allen sends over a big dog 20, bro. Thank you so much, Castile. That's big time. He says, hire C-Jax and Heels Advocate for WWE Creative right now. Triple fraud.
Hey,
yes.
Man, we got over, bro. We got over with the crowd, bro. We got over.
We did, bro. Honestly, dude, if you guys were there for that fantasy bookings, I think it was like around an hour in or an hour and 10 minutes in, you guys need to screen record that 10 to 15 minute portion and send that to WWE and just post it all over social media, bro.
Literally.
They have to. Me and Heels Advocate cooked up a 5-course meal, man. Just a straight banger. All right. CFL Flame sends over a 5. He says Cena threw the WWE a lob to turn CM Punk heel. He called Punk a hypocrite and a capitalist for going to Saudi Arabia for the title match. He could have turned after he lost to Cena. Interesting proposal for sure, man. CFL Flames, I appreciate you. I appreciate the 5, bro. And I think Punk will turn heel. And I think that elements of what Cena said about him during that feud will come back probably in the next few months, and it'll force him to turn heel. Like, that'll be a part of the reason why people will, force him to turn heel through talking to him on the mic, probably. Let's see. Okay. David Garcia sends over a 5. David Garcia, thank you so much, my guy. He says that made too much sense. You're getting more Yeet and Codarius Rodington until 2030 with more ads and bad retirements, thanks to Triple ChatGPT.
I love that nickname, bro. That's really good.
Really good. Okay, let's see. Ozing Gloria sends over a 5. He says WWE has been consistently giving you terrible TV and breadcrumbing their fans for 20 plus years. Weird to still hear these redemption fantasy booking arcs. Honestly, Ozing Glorious, I thank you so much for the dono. And yeah, well, that's what we said too. Us fantasy booking, bro, we ultimately know it's not going anywhere. Like, it is what it is.
If we can think of it, it's probably not going to happen.
Exactly. That's as simple as that. If you as a fan can think of a good idea, it's not happening. It's as simple as that. I mean, you just basically go ahead and process it in your head. It's not going to happen. David Garcia sends over a fight two. He says Logan versus lawsuits in a ladder match.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you, David Garcia. I appreciate you, dog. Let's go here. Castillo Allen sends over a 5. He says Gunther is Homer from The Simpsons, overweight and talentless. Wow, that's a big shot at the big gunt. What's it called? Castillo Allen. Thank you though for the dono. Appreciate you, dog. And what does that say? Angelucia, I think that says Angelucia. He says, y'all know Triple H didn't have Randy in DC on Saturday. Yeah, I did see that because he was in the Saudi tour with Liv Morgan and like Omos and some other people. I'll give you the reason to screw over Cena, but also Randy is a Vince guy. Randy versus John was a Vince creation. Triple H is trying to erase Vince's stars.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, that's actually, I might make
I
a
was
video
thinking
on
about
that.
a video like, yeah, I was thinking of a video like that, kind of like just going over like how everybody that like Vince liked is seemingly like just not good anymore under Triple H.
It's kind of interesting too because like even someone like Drew McIntyre, who obviously was Vince's chosen next star, after Cena, and literally him, you just see how he's booked by Triple H. It's night and day, So it kind of, I see what happened there. I see what this guy's talking about, man. Angelucia, thank you. Okay. Mr. Slayer sends over a 5. Thank you so much, Mr. Slayer. He says Javon is literally just Ricochet.
Okay, let's not go that
he's
far.
Bro. Yeah, he's better than Ricochet. He's better than Ricochet. He's better, bro. He's got more charisma, and he might be even more athletic.
He's taller.
But the fact that, he's also bigger. He's like 5 inches bigger than Ricochet is. He's like a half a foot taller, so it's different. But Mr. Slayer, thank you so much, bro. And thank you so much for this 5 as well that you sent. I appreciate you. He says Logan Paul as a face ? We're good. All right. People don't like Logan Paul as a face. I see where you're coming from. Molistov sends over a 5. He says, when are you two doing a collab where you both do all the voices for the jobbers? Honestly, that's gonna do that live would be like hours, bro. Impersonating every single person on the roster. Whew. Jeez.
I don't know. Yeah, that would be a big ask, man. I mean, you guys can just send like a super chat where you pick a line for who CJX plays, and then you pick a line for me, and then you type in the sentence that you both want us to say, and then like we will like mimic that. But just send a super chat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Or if you're a CJX channel member, you can get that free request. You know what I'm saying? So while we're at it, chat, if we got any Saudi Arabian oil princes in chat for CJX right now, send some gifted memberships, 10 gifted, 1 gifted, 100 gifted. It doesn't matter. There's too many people in this chat right now for me to not see a single green member. So either CJ doesn't have it turned on, or
I don't have it turned on. No, I don't have any memberships, man. Because I thought about doing it months ago, but I was like, what can I actually provide as extra content? So I'm still thinking of what I can provide. To
members only videos, members early access. That's before I got demonetized for like whatever random reason YouTube decided. What I used to do was like I would post a video, and then like for example, as soon as I made it, I would like make it members only, and then like a day later it will be like published for the rest. So like we could do many stuff. Like, you could members only chat, members only streams. You could do a lot with members only.
Got you. I definitely see the versatility of it. I think if I got merchandise or something like that, I would probably do it. Even without it, I think I might start doing it anyways. I'm gonna get an idea ready together for it, and I'll probably set it up for sure. But yeah, Molotov, I appreciate you, dog. Okay, let's go through here. What is next? Did I read? Oh yeah, I didn't read this one. Okay. Veldrek TV sends over a 5. He says, do you guys think Trick Williams could be a Randy Orton type attraction one day, or better? Trick is my favorite wrestler and promo worker right now. What do you think about that, bro? You think he can be the next Orton?
That's to be seen, right? But I like Trick a lot. That's to be seen.
He looks the part. He's about as big as Randy Orton too.
Looks the part, great physique, great visuals. You know what I'm saying? I think he's dating Lash Legend as well. Like I think they're engaged now, so he's got that going for him as well. So like he's like immediately he's got like, because one thing I've noticed with celebrities, like people really care about who you're dating. Right? So like if you're also like dating like the WWE superstar, that makes both of them go over kind of like Nikki Bella and John Cena.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think Trick, like I agree with the heels advocate here, man. It has to be seen. You know what I'm saying? All these things can sound great on paper, but when you have Triple H booking the show, you never know what you're gonna get. It's as simple as that. So yeah, there you
True.
have it. Let's see here. Okay, Ryan Fairbairn sends over a dono. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. By the way, Veldrick TV, I don't know if I said it too, but I appreciate your dono as well, man. Thank you so much. Ryan says, are TKO treating WWE champions like UFC champions, where they only defend on pay-per-view events and not on UFC events, like Raw, SmackDowns, for example? Just a thought.
Yeah, they are. That's what they're doing. I
Yep.
mean, that is what has been happening.
They're all under the TKO umbrella now, so you're going to see the similar things taking place across different genres. So it is what it is. Yeah, they never defend, you know? Let's see this here. Mr. Slayer sends over a 5. He says, I can say, I guess, but not the other media. Thanks, what's it called? Thanks, YouTube. I guess he was trying to say something in chat and it wasn't letting him, I guess.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Slayer, thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate you, dog. Matty Boom sends over a 2. He says, Uncle Howdy is our GOAT. All right. Listen, Matty Boom, I thank you for the dono, but we're good on that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But let's be honest, it's Bo Dallas, bro. Let's be real here.
It's Bo Leave, bro. Bo Leave.
Yeah, like, come on. Mr. Slayer, I appreciate you sending over the 5. Also, did you see my edit? He says, I did tag you on my post on other media. My name is Main Event Slayer. I'm going to check my mentions. I'll check my Instagram and my mentions in what's called my other social medias, and I'll let you know if I see it. You said Main Event. My name is Main Event Slayer. Okay, we're looking for that name. Main Event Slayer. All right, I got you, bro. I'm going to check again because I checked this morning on my way to school, and I didn't see it on Instagram, or maybe I just didn't memorize the name or something. All right, let's see. Ace O'Leary. Yeah, Ace O'Leary sends over a big time 10. Thank you so much, Ace O'Leary. He says, have Cody Rhodes drop the belt to heel CM Punk, have Joe Hendry win the Rumble, and take the title off of Punk. Make Carmelo Hayes retire one or more of the remaining old guys and turn the rest heel. Make Carmelo Hayes the company man face. Interesting dynamic for sure. I think Carmelo Hayes, he can't be in that role of being a company face yet. He's got to have at least another year or two under his belt of being super over and actually, being able to prove that he can do that. But, still, it's a good idea. I think Carmelo should retire AJ Styles. I think that would be nice. Thank you so much, Ace Lear. I appreciate that, Doug. Let's see here. Matt, what's it called? Matt D5D sends over a big time 10, bro. Thank you so much, Matt. He says, can I get a pork impersonation, my brother? I don't know who that is. No, I don't know who that is, bro. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea who that is. So I cannot do that. I'm sorry. Let's see. Lil Sleepy for Life sends over a 5. He says, WWE stands for We Will End.
Soon they will.
Yeah, they will if they keep this up. Lil Sleeper for Life, thank you so much for the dono. Jamaican Drogba. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit of patwa in me as well. You know what I mean? Anyways, Jamaican Drogba sends over a 2. I appreciate you, Jamaican Drogba. He says, let me hear that solo Sikoa remix. What he's alluding to is the opening of a SmackDown review I did months ago where I was like, wah, 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 wah. This show sucks every week. Triple H sucks at his job or something like that. That's what it was.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Fear the Lord. He sends over a 5. Thank you so much, Fear the Lord. He says, Gunther retires John Cena terribly, by the way, and Triple Fraud has Randy Orton in Saudi Arabia. And I can't stop thinking about Punk. New sub, great content, bro. Fear the Lord. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your support, bro. How many more of these do we have, dude? This is crazy. Okay, we only have like 7 more. Okay, we're good. We're almost done. All right, let's see.
Only 7 more? Come on, chat. Where are them donuts at, man? Come on, we got to keep things busy, man. Come on,
yes, sir,
Bradeskis.
baby. Yes, sir. We good, man. We good. Tumas sends over a 10. Tumas says, the way you said one love last night reminded me of the way that The Rock used to say, finally, The Rock has come back to insert city. Wow, man. That's big time, bro. Maybe you should start holding the mic up when you say it. Ooh, peace out and one love. You know what I'm saying? I might have to bring that incorporating that. Tumas, thank you so much for the dono. I appreciate you, dog. CFL Flames sends over a 5. He says, wanted to celebrate Cena's retirement with buying a $600 spinner belt from WWE. But what am I celebrating? They screwed up 85% of his retirement tour anyways. Complete facts, bro. I
So
have a replica championship. I'll say they're not worth it unless you're like hanging it up somewhere or you really like it and you want to wear it somewhere consistently. Then that's cool. But it's a cool relic to have. But you got to make sure that you're like having good money or something, bro, to be buying that. Because I think replica belts are a scam unless they're like a limited edition, of course. Let's see. Do you have any replica belts yourself?
I got a UFC title belt.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. Those are nice.
Yeah.
All right, CFL Flames, thank you so much for the donut, bro. Mr.
When
Slayer
the
sends over. Yeah,
when
go ahead.
the
Yeah.
yeah, sorry for interrupting, but like when the official heels advocate face reveal happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try and have something in the background for a belt or something. Maybe the
Mhm.
spinner belt, maybe the WWE scene. I don't know, something. I don't know. I would get the WWE OG spinner belt. I don't know about you. Like, would you get like Cody's belt or like the spinner belt?
I have Cody's belt. I think if I had to pick one though, if I had to get one belt, definitely taking the spinner belt. Easy.
Yeah, I know.
Not
I know.
even
Yeah,
close.
yeah, for sure.
Easy. Okay, Mr. Slayer, thank you so much for the 5. He says at Heels Advocate, Javon is better than Ricochet, obviously, but what CJack said in an earlier video, he just needs to work on the mic and then he'll be good.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that in the. I saw it in your video. But you guys have to also understand, like, if we're gonna look at people of that age, like the way that we look at Cena back then. Like, for example, like, do you remember when Cena was just like a young pup and he was like ruthless aggression and he was
Yeah.
like no personality, no nothing? That's kind of
Mhm.
the way most of these people, young people are like Javon Evans. So it's like, you know, it's just gonna take time before they settle in and become like household names and blah blah blah. It's kind of like that. We can't rush it immediately.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree completely. Let's see here. Odera James sends over a dono. He says John Cena's final match is basically the series finale of WWE. It's over after this. Honestly, that's exactly what it's feeling like right now. It feels like we turned a corner and we are officially in the dog days, which we've been for like a year. But, now that Cena's gone, there's just no real hope really because Roman's part time and Punk's, on his way out. Same with Orton, etc. So, yeah. All right. Big Wormy sends over a 2. Thank you so much, Big Wormy. I appreciate that, dog. He says Oba should have squashed Cody. Oba is a wrestling god. Yeah, Oba should have beat Cody. I don't know about squash, but he should have definitely won that match. It should not have ended with Drew Jobentire coming out to get jobbed out for the 19th time this year, but you know. Okay, let's see here. Mr. Slayer sends over a big time 5. Thank you so much, Mr. Slayer. Man, Mr. Slayer's support is really much appreciated, bro. Everybody's support has been much appreciated, man. The fact that we've had such a great stream, so many live chats, so many super chats, so many great comments from the
Hell
chat,
yeah.
man. It's been phenomenal, bro.
The people love. I think they gave us a name the other day. What was it, like? C heel or something like that? Like heel jacks. Heel jacks.
Heel
No,
jacks.
heel jacks. Heel jacks.
Heel
Yeah, heel
jacks.
jacks.
I
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
the
Heel jacks.
heel jacks. Yeah, heel jacks.
It's a W, bro. I appreciate
yeah.
everyone in here, man, for sure. Mr. Slayer sends over 5. Like I said, he says it's not on the gram, it's on the other media, which I can't say on my dono. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. I see what you mean. All right. Mr. Slayer sends over another 2. He says job's not finished. Indeed. Job's not finished yet. You know what I'm saying? Sean Otley, the Sean Otley experience, man, always coming through, bro. I appreciate you, Sean Otley. He says dropping by to say sup and Triple Habibi sucks. Okay. Appreciate you, dog. Triple H is definitely he's definitely in a bad spot right now, man. He's definitely a garbage booker for sure. I've seen people start to call him Triple Habibi now because of the Saudi Arabia stuff. It's crazy. I think, dude, once Saudi Arabia buys WWE, they low-key might be able to fire him, which would be huge.
And I don't think that immediately is also a bad thing. People are like just like immediately assuming like it's just, oh my god, it's so bad, right? But I think, I don't know, like if Saudi Arabia owns WWE, we might get like some super matches again. I don't know. We'll see. Bro,
We'll
you just got a fat ass $100
yeah,
donation,
I saw
bro.
that.
We gotta skip the line on that one. Let's
Yeah,
get
we
to that
getting
one.
right to this, bro. We getting right to this. 3 Diglets, the Digginator, bro. Coming in again. The Big Dig sends over a 100. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the W's in the chat for the 3 Diglets, bro. The Digginator. Man, that is this is not the first time he's done this, by the way, too. This is like the second or third time this has happened. This is massive. Massive. So wow, 3 Diglets, man. That is crazy, bro. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. That is, man, your guys' support means a lot to me, bro, for sure. This is that's big time. C-Jax, you the GOAT. You need to get back the title that you never lost. Yeah. Man, 3 Diglets, bro. Digginator, Big Dig, you're the GOAT. I'm not the GOAT, you're the GOAT, bro. Big Dig is the GOAT. Hopefully no one speeds that up because it may sound like I said something else. But 3 Diglets, bro, thank you so much, man. That's massive. It's going to mean a lot, bro. That helps me recoup the funds after I spent money on that garbage Saturday Night Main Event show.
Yeah,
so.
you know what I was gonna think about, like telling you about this. Like, there is this channel on YouTube called Matt Kempe or something. He goes to like WWE events and like he just like sits there and he films from his POV and he's getting a lot of views. Like, I checked the Social Blade. I think he's getting like 10 million views a month, bro. So I don't know, like your view got like 100K as well, like the one that you posted about Cena. And like I remember you did like WrestleMania 40 as well. Like those did like pretty big numbers as well. I was like, God damn, like there might be like a way to like go to WWE events and actually make a profit out of it while also getting more traffic to your channel. So I was like, what the hell?
Listen, if you have the funds to do what he's doing and go like in the front rows of shows and film all the stuff that happens, the main things, it's actually a good investment because over time, the views, the money, the subs, the sponsorships, and all that stuff, eventually you will be making more than what you're spending to go to the event. So people who make content like that, it's a great idea. Like going to WrestleMania 40, those views that I got for that video, because the video I took the other day that has like 100K or whatever it has, it's demonetized because part of Gunther's entrance plays in it. So like, or part of Cena's entrance, I think, or his music played or something like that. So it couldn't get monetized. But even without it being monetized, it's still bringing a ton of subs and a ton of viewership and traction, which helps your other videos. So, it's kind of going to WWE events and taking videos is a good return.
Chat. Who wants to see the Heels Advocate going to WrestleMania 43? And I'm saying taking my brother C-Jax into Muslim country. And we're going to be walking around with them thobes on. Who wants to see the big collab, C-Jax, Heels Advocate, WrestleMania 43. Who wants to see that happen? Type W's in chat right now.
Yes, sir. If y'all are paying that money for that, bro, y'all trying to get me over, man, shoot, let's get it. It depends. If the booking is bad, though, like I said, I'm not going to any shows. It has to be free or it has to be something really, really good and proximal. But the way they're booking, we're good, bro. We're good.
Yeah, we got to get a sponsor for that one. That can't come out of our pocket.
Yeah, somebody got to pay for that, bro. All right. Shadow Ghost 815 sends over a 5. He says, I love both of your channels. My favorite wrestler used to be John Cena. I'm assuming after Saturday Night Main Event, he says it's now Roman Reigns. Oh, and don't laugh, but I also like Solo Sikoa. I think he's underrated. I like Solo Sikoa too. He is a jobber, but I like him. I'm not mad
like
with Solo.
Kid, like he's like the type of kid you kiss on their forehead. He's like a little kid.
Thank you so much, Shadow Ghost. I appreciate that, dog. Thank you. Meldrick sends over a 5. He says, I just wanted to say your impressions cheer me up every now and then, man. You know what, Meldrick? I appreciate that dono, bro, and that means a lot, man. Anytime that, any of us, any YouTuber, you know what I'm saying? But if I can entertain you, put a smile on your face, that's ultimately the reason why we are here, man. So I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for the dono. Mr. Slayer sends over a 5. He says, how's your table? Last night during my stream, I was like raging, and I guess I accidentally I was slapping it, bro, and I think I did break my table last night on stream. So that's what he's alluding to. Sometimes I gotta calm down while watching these garbage shows, man, for sure. And I think, Mr. Slayer, thank you so much. I believe that is the final. Yes, that is the final super chat. We have gotten through them. Everybody who sent a super chat, everybody who is in chat, man, amazing stream. Heels Advocate, thank you for being a phenomenal partner to do this live stream with yet again.
We've got a lot of videos out of this. I think I've got 3 or 4 videos out of this stream. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to chop it up. I'm going to send it to editor Zach. He's going to put it nice and clean. And then we got maybe double uploads coming, maybe triple upload tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We got a lot of videos out of this. We still got a long way to go to entertain the people, man. We are not done. We're not done forever.
Yes, we're not done, man. We're not done. And just as we were saying that, we have 2 more quick donos. Let's read this last 2 real quick.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, wait a minute. I think okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let's go back. Okay, hold up. We're skipping the line again. Ladies and gentlemen, red alert. We're skipping the line again. Wow.
Oh my God.
Mr. Slayer, bro. The big dog Mr. Slayer sends over a 100 bomb. This is insane, dog. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy love, man. Mr. Slayer, I don't even Mr. Slayer is basically funding everything that I do now at this point, bro. I'm
Man,
gonna
good
be
work, good
honest.
work.
This dude's funding everything. My next trip to a WWE event in 2048 is going to be due to Mr. Slayer's donos, man. So Mr. Slayer, I'm at a loss for words, man. I don't know what to say about the Digginator, the Big Dig, and now Mr. Slayer. What can we say at this point? The generosity, the kindness, the support is just it's beyond levels, man. I can't even make fluff words or fluff sentences to say it. Just know that I thank you for it
With
and I
this
appreciate it.
CJax, with this kind of support, how can we ever quit?
Exactly, man. You can't quit, bro. You got to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got supporters like the Big Digginator, bro, and Mr. Slayer, you can't leave.
I love it.
You gotta be here. You have no choice, bro. You gotta show up. Mr. Slayer says, now you got 200, making C-Jack suffer Mania 43. You know what I'm realizing, bro? I think that I'm low key. I might go to Mania 42, bro, and 43, and potentially
Ooh.
44, just because of the simple fact that, like, because listen, all of the money that I feel like the fans give and that they donate and that they support with, I feel like it should be given back to them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, obviously the money's going to TKO and Triple Fraud, which is unfortunate. But at least like out of the money they give, I can give them some heavy entertainment in return, right? They'll get something in return. So you know what? I'm gonna be saving up these donos, and you may catch me with Romano Reigns front row in Vegas, man. Watch out. Let's see here. Okay. Where am I at here? I think this is it. Okay, we have a few more. The Sean Otley Experience sends over a 2. He says, I hope they don't botch Mello's face turn. Well, Sean Otley, I thank you for the dono, and I am afraid I've got some bad news. Think somebody's going to be getting that botched. Okay. Ace O'Leary sends over a 5. He says, let's donate so that C-Jax can go live someday to watch Dominic Mysterio win the WWE belt over jobber number 2351 in React Live in Riyadh. That's going to be crazy, man. That's going to be crazy. Eventually, Dominic is going to probably win a world title. So,
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, it's just a matter of time at this point.
yep. So, Ace O'Leary, I thank you for the dono, man. Kogar sends over a 2. He says, C-Jax, we need a rant on green shirt guy, that jobber. Green shirt guy, I don't even think was at the Cena main event thing, which is crazy. I assume that he just couldn't make it or something. I don't think I saw him. I was a little bit above, like the front row. I was like a level above those guys. I didn't see him. I don't think so. Yeah, Kogar, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Brandon Morgan, man, thank you so much for the 2. He says triple fraud, LOL. Yes, sir, man. The fraudulent master himself. Okay. Lil Sleepy for Life sends over a 5. He says, it's WWE. They will botch Mello's face turn. Yep, like I just said. With Triple H booking, you know what to expect. You're not going to get anything good. Lil Sleepy, appreciate you, bro. Thank you. And to round it off, to end off the super chats, the Big Digginator is back for more. The Big Digginator sends over a 10. Thank you so much, 3 Diglets, man. Support is just it's just incredible.
You deserve it.
Yes, sir.
You deserve it.
Hey, let's serve, man. 3 Diglets, bro. Thank you so much. Lil Sleepy sends over a 2. No words or anything. What he just sends over a 2 for support. Thank you so much, Lil Sleepy. Joel Jasai, man, the GOAT. Joel Jasai sends over a 2. He says, I'll be 95 years old when Finn finally turns on Dominic Mysterio. That's hilarious. Thank you so much, Joel. And now to round it off for real this time, Mr. Slayer sends over another 5. He says, green shirt guy was there. He was just wearing a John Cena green shirt. Ah, okay. That makes sense then, because I didn't see him. But thank you so much, Mr. Slayer. And ladies and gentlemen, we need to be thanking the Heels Advocate. Okay, we're gonna thank him again, right? We're giving out massive props and massive praise and massive
We're
grace.
giving massive
sir.
libations, massive libations.
Yes. We're donating 15. You know what, guys? I need people to go ahead and send some libations over to the Heels Advocate, man. Just ship them out. Ship them a box of Wheatley, bro, and just send it over. You know what I'm saying? And then he can grab the Wheatley and throw it in the trash.
I will drink it so neatly. It's got to be Wheatley, no % alcohol though.
Yeah. Grab that Wheatley, bro, and just throw it in the garbage immediately. Take a picture with it and then throw it in the trash. But yeah, Heels Advocate, man, amazing stream, bro. Thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for your hospitality. It's been a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone in the chat, everyone who was in the chat, bro, you guys were phenomenal. Your support means the world. Your super chats mean the world. And because of your super chats, you may find me meeting Romano Reigns in a few months. So, thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. But with that being said, phenomenal live stream. Thank you all for coming. Everyone here, have a phenomenal day. Peace out. And from Heel Jacks, the duo.
Heel Jacks.
From Heel Jacks, one
Love.
love. And this stream. Thank you guys. Okay.